Really do need to have an intro. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. How we doing, Gabe?
So far, so good. Actually, really.
Talking to your fucking mic.
I actually really love this beer. I gotta be real close to this thing, I guess. But.
Yeah, you have to be relatively close. That's why like the scissor is nice because it just kind of hovers in front of my face, and I don't have to
a lot of less work. I mean, I could do that. Pick the thing up.
Pick the mic up. You're gonna fucking pull a T-Lou right away. It's just should be over here, talking like this,
like telling like a 15-minute story and. Probably only hear like maybe 5 minutes of it.
5 minutes probably. I'd say like 7 because there was like some times when he'd get like excited and he'd like lean in and get close to the mic and be like, you know, this and that, and like start talking about like banks and shit. Whatever he was talking, he was going on some weird tangent. No, we had a good conversation.
Oh yeah, much love, Lou. I'm just learning from your superior podcast skills.
So what have you been up to lately, man? Like what's the grind been? Just school.
Pretty much just ski. Not doing anything like crazy special. Just been like getting generals done, wrapping that shit up. This spring I actually should graduate, and thanks to some very generous help, might I add, very late minute generous help. But yeah, I'm taking a math class at Lake Superior College. Then I have my Associate of Arts, and then not quite sure we're gonna go from there, but.
Yeah,
find a decent job and work for a year. Decide if I want to go back to university.
That's your plan, is just...
That's my plan right now. I think for sure I'm going to take like a year off of school, I think. Just because like at least this semester, I just like, my heart was not into it anymore. Like, the first 2 years are actually pretty nice. I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot better than I thought I would. Going into like college or like going to community college because I actually really wanted to go to like a big university, but like I ain't got racks to throw around, my friend.
I ain't got racks.
Yeah, no. Lake Superior College is actually pretty nice place. I didn't want it. No disrespect to Fond du Lac. I'm sure they have very nice teachers, good programs, but I just didn't want to go to Fond du Lac. I've been in Cloquet all my life. I figured like if I'm gonna go to community college, I might as well go somewhere. Different. Yeah, see different, see other things, different surroundings. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's mostly fun, but. I don't know. It's just like that residual like school grind, and then like the luster, I guess, is like worn off. When, yeah, you know, it's been kind of hard to like put in my full effort, and I guess it's just because I'm so close to being done. It's just like let me go, please let me go. But overall, it's been a good experience. I'm actually pretty happy to be done. I'm pretty proud when I get that shitty diploma with my name on it that says you did a little more than other people. But no.
You just did 6 years of high school instead of 4, right?
Basically.
Because I mean that was kind of like what I experienced when I went to Itasca. So the only reason I really went to Itasca was because they had the engineering program that I wanted. Oh, yeah. Otherwise I was probably just going to go to NDSU right off the rip, but Itasca was cheaper and it had like a better program to offer. And I had to actually so some of the college credits that I took in high school were through Fond du Lac.
Yeah.
So I had to actually interact with Fond du Lac and get my transcript from them before I went to ICC, so I could get some classes like out of the way that I had already taken in high school.
Yeah.
And that was a painstaking fucking process. Let me tell you. Oh my God. I spent
tooth and nail of it.
Oh yeah. It was like just yanking. It was it was like if you played tug of war with like a tiger, like a full-grown tiger, and you had to just yank their fucking toy away from them. That's what it felt like.
Oh, it's like
every turn. And then what I had to do was I had to pay to request it from them, and then have it sent to ICC. I did that one time, and they sent it to me, so it wasn't an official transcript, and it was already open.
Yeah.
And I brought it to admissions. They're like, we can't take this because you could have fucked with it. And I was like,
What?
They're like, we need an unopened official transcript. And I was like,
God.
So I
would have threw a fit to those people, being like, give me back my money or just send them my transcript. Jesus. Like, what are you thinking?
I had to reorder my fucking transcript for another $12.
Okay, I guess the fee isn't like crazy ridiculous, but still, I mean, It's just like, well, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I was on $24. Like, it's not the end of the world, but
it's just like,
wish it wasn't.
That's nothing. But yeah, yeah.
Wish it wasn't $24.
In the perfect world, he'd be $24 richer right now.
Exactly. You know what I could do with $24? Buy another case of Natty Light. Even though it's not that good. I think we should start off with, what are you drinking? You're drinking that Oktoberfest?
I am drinking the Oktoberfest, yes.
Yeah, I think...
Bull Falls, Wausau, probably butchering that. Wausau, Wisconsin. Wisconsin makes good beer.
They do.
Minnesota also makes good beer. I feel like... Fat Tire... Or New Belgium is the thing. Yeah, New Belgium makes really, really good beer. But I think, honest to God, and I tried like a fair amount of breweries, mostly in the cities area. I haven't even tried like a lot up the shore, like Duluth, and I've heard that we've had fucking amazing breweries.
Oh yeah.
But no, I think like the Midwest has like beer on lockdown. Like I think we have like the best beer. We get beer.
Oh yeah. What else are we gonna do? Like that's all we got is beer. You know, corn and wheat, and then beer.
Corn and wheat, and we can farm. You know,
farm. I mean, Minnesota's got like
go out to the lake. You know,
the north part of Minnesota, like
super cringy.
Eastern part of Minnesota has like a special place because it's the North Shore. Like up the North Shore is like iconic. People come from the cities, they all go up the North Shore, go to Grand Marais or Thunder Bay in Canada.
You know what's super sad? Thunder Bay is fucking awesome. I love Thunder Bay. But well, you know what's really sad? Like I've lived here for like goddamn 21 years. Never been up the North Shore.
You've never been up the North Shore?
No, sir. And I've been trying to plan for like the past weeks, like since quarantine's been going on. It's just like this is probably the perfect time to go up the North Shore. And I've been trying to like plan it out in like the perfect day, but because my sleep schedule is so fucked up, I'll either stay up till like 6 or 7 in the morning and then sleep till 3 or 4, or like I'll get a little inebriated, you know, a little drink skis or something, and you know I'll just be like
just completely out,
a fucking zombie in the morning, and it's like there's no motivation, no stirring. It's just like hope this headache goes away.
Yeah.
Pop a couple Tylenol, go back to bed.
Oh, I feel that.
Slam water. Yeah, you know, but no, for real though. Especially you didn't like send an invitation to you. I was talking to John about it, but I'm just trying to go on like a nice like sunny day. It's actually kind of getting like spring. I think we're actually due for an early spring, honestly. Yeah. I think for the most part, the snow's gone. I think we're in spring now. God bless, fingers crossed, no more bullshit snowstorms. That's what took the Impala.
What? The Impala got taken by a snowstorm?
Yeah, the snowstorm. Well, it didn't. We made it drivable-ish, but like we eventually just got brought to the like scrapyard and scrapped. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was like that last snowstorm in like early May. I was
early May.
Early May. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
it's not May now.
Yeah,
it will be. May?
Yeah, last May.
Last year.
Like last year. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So when I was still driving the Impala.
Oh.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It was like that really, really bullshit, like last, like one little, fuck you kind of, it's Minnesota kind of thing. Yeah. I was just driving on the highway coming back from like Souptown, hanging out with Evan. Me and Kurt still live there. But, yeah, I was leaving that place. Started snowing, real grease-like, and I was in, like, the left lane, I think. And I already passed, like, midway or whatever. And, like, I just flip my blinker on, and I look, no one by me, and I, like, just go to, like, make the turn, and, like, my back just gives out, and, like, I start fucking spinning and, like, fucking flaying in the car. And, like, I'm looking, trying to correct shit, but then I just see, like, this guardrail is coming closer and closer, and I was just like, all right, I think I'm gonna hit this. So, like, by the grace of, like, God, whatever higher powers that be, like, instead of smacking that thing in my front end, like, I kind of quickly corrected, so my back just fucking annihilated the thing, and, like, the whole back of the car was, like, pretty nasty. There's, like, shit all covered on the tires, so it wasn't really drivable, and, like, we only made it drivable because we used the truck to, like, tear the fucking, like, pull the metal off the tire so we could drive it to, like, the dump. car dump. Whatever.
Drive it to the car dump. To the junkyard.
But yeah, I don't know.
No, yeah.
Our weather's bullshit.
Yeah, the weather. I fucking hate the weather here. It's awful. The snowstorms are awful. But on the note of good beers in Wisconsin, this is actually where this stout is from. So
Earth Rider's Duluth, right?
Earth Rider?
It's Wisconsin.
Superior.
Oh, really? Okay.
Souptown, yeah. Earth Rider's in Souptown, and this is their North Tower Stout. So this is like their thicker beer. But it is my favorite stout of all time. It is by far my favorite stout. Like, I've had multiple different stouts. I have Dragon's Milk up there, and I have another Earth Rider can up there. But Dragon's Milk's kind of
Dragon's Milk.
It's 11% stout, dude. That bottle will fuck you up.
That's a big bottle.
It's a New Holland brewery, I think. I can't remember exactly what it is, but
it's awesome, actually.
It's good. I think it's only like you can buy them at Cold One for like, I think like $7 for that thing.
Wow.
Which is which is a good deal because you drink that whole thing, you're gonna get fucking drunk.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, like two be probably risky.
Oh, I've known people who go to NDSU. I know quite a few people who are like from down south, and they've never like experienced snow before. And like we get snow. Are you on your phone?
Sadly, yes.
You cocksucker, put your phone away. We're on a podcast. We're talking to each other.
We are on a podcast, and I was listening to you. I can multitask, or at least like half multitask. I can multitask a little bit.
No one can multitask. It was proven that you can't. You physically cannot multitask. Your brain cannot do two things at the same time.
Tell that to all the texting and drivers.
I will. Don't text and drive. It's bad.
No, not endorsing texting and driving. Totally illegal. They made a whole like new bullshit penalizing law. Don't mess with it. But
don't text and drive.
I feel like, and that was the first example that came in my head. I don't know why that's the first example.
Dude, when your eyes aren't on the road, you're just a 2,000 pound just fucking
hunk of metal
traveling at a very high velocity,
super high speed, very fast.
I see people on the freeways all the time on their phones. I see people in town all the time on their phones while they're driving.
I know, it's like the worst thing ever, and especially like highway drivers. I mean, like, okay, and I'm guilty of this too. I can't say I'm not guilty of like sending a text or a snap or like changing the music on my phone while I'm driving or like looking at maps to drive. And yep, I probably do drive, or I probably do use my phone while driving too much. So I can't not say I'm not guilty of this totally. But yeah, it's like the goddamn epidemic, and it's just like you getting like in small towns, like you can kind of get away with that more. So like there's less probability of getting into an accident. But like I just see like idiots on like the highway going like fucking like 80, 85, or like just or even in the cities just like whipping hard on their phone and like fucking like 4-lane traffic or whatever. Yeah. It's just like idiots. What are you doing?
Complete idiot. Like I understand it's the same idea. Like if you're changing music on your phone, that's one thing. But if you're sending a text to somebody, you have to be physically engaged in that text. You have to know what you're going to say.
Oh, I know.
You have to find every button to say it.
Yeah, and if it's not longer than like a couple words, like you're just going to be looking. Like I mean, you kind of get by peripherals and all that. Like I mean, multitasking, but
there's no multitasking.
Not safe.
No multitasking.
Not super safe.
But what I'm saying is like, when you go to change the music on the radio, it's the same idea.
Basically the same thing. And like,
you have to take your hands, you have to take your eyes off the road, you have to take your hands off the wheel, you have to press a button that you have to look for on your dash. That's why they made buttons behind the steering wheel. But if you're doing that, what's the difference between picking up your phone?
I actually didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
What's the difference between picking up your phone, opening Spotify, and hitting next song?
Pausing to like just like changing the station or like skipping a song on a CD. Yeah, basically it's like almost the same thing. It's like next to nothing.
So I don't think like hands-free is entirely necessary because like you don't always need two
and like fuck, I drive one-handed like usually most of the time I drive anyway, but.
And then talking on the phone, what's the difference between doing this up to like having the phone up to your ear and then talking out to public? What's the fucking difference?
Oh, right, like And I don't know what kind of leeway like they had when they introduced that like hands-free law or whatever. And I suppose like maybe if you want to be like a huge penis, like
a huge penis,
you could just say like not even like a speakerphone like conversation is cool, or like that's what you have to do or whatever. But yeah, it's just like if you have a hand on the wheel, you're looking at the road, and you have your phone like to your ear, like you still have your like plenty of reaction time. Like I don't see why you can't take at least like phone calls. I honestly get texting and driving, and I get like fucking snapping or Instagram, social, like even checking social. Why do you check social media while you're driving too? But I've definitely seen people do that, and I know people who do that. But
I do too. You're sitting across from me, motherfucker.
Well, I can send snaps when I'm driving, but I'd consider that more in the same lane as texting.
Fair. Yeah.
I'm talking about like I've seen people just be like on Instagram or like Facebook trying to pull something up on YouTube. It's like, dude, watch the fucking road.
Oh, yeah. Especially when there's other people in the car. Like, I refuse to text. I refuse to even, like, look at my phone if there's other people in the car. I'll typically have someone, like, take my phone. I'll open it and be like, go on Spotify, change the song, or, pick the music or whatever. Or, like, text my mom back and just let her know that I'm alive, because
stand up St. Trent Russell, like. What? This is weird. No, stand up St. Trent Russell. I mean, like, I don't do that. Maybe I should. Like, take your example to heart. But, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely guilty of that.
Well, I mean, that's how most accidents happen. People are texting and driving. They're not paying attention.
Oh, very true. I do believe in...
Do you believe in what?
I'm trying to think of a way to say this where you're not just a weird nerd spaz. No, I like to think of the laws of the universe apply, and that we can necessarily, with certainty over and over again, can influence the outcome of certain things, whether or not we realize it. But when I say I never get in accidents, car accidents, I don't, and I won't, because I haven't.
You've never been in an accident?
No, sir.
You told me about an accident before we even started this podcast when you slid, or no, when I could pull it up right now. We could watch the accident that you told me about, how you fishtailed and slammed into a fucking barrier.
Oh, okay. All right, let me rephrase that. I've never been in an accident that was my fault or other people's.
That accident wasn't your fault?
Do I have control over the weather?
Well, fuck.
Do I have control over icy roads? Should I have just said, hey, could you have given me half a mile freeway where you just didn't snow, there was no ice?
You could have went slower.
I was going 70, 75.
That's fast.
That's for the fast highway?
For the highway with snow.
I mean, it didn't even look that bad, though.
Well, yeah, it's not going to look that bad, but
I mean,
you fishtailed and totaled your car.
Almost. Well, I mean, it still ran, but we had to pull garbage plastic off. So I'll rephrase it, because technically I believe you're right. I'll rephrase it, and I will stand by it 100%. Yep. I do not get in any car accidents while I'm driving, and I haven't that have been my fault or anyone else's.
Okay.
And I believe, as long as I continue to believe that and continue to say it, it will continue to be true. I may, weather or animal, I do believe so. And, maybe we can make a bet later on in life, and we'll come back. I hope we don't get estranged, but if we get estranged, we'll have this proof indefinitely for the entire world and the internet, or whatever fucking thing this is on, to see.
Oh, it's on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
You can literally access it from any phone.
3-4 horse, whatever the hell they name, whatever. We got the works. We're in it. This is certain.
Yes.
Not going anywhere. But we'll come back when I'm we'll probably put a good amount of time. I mean, let's say maybe 40, 45, 50-ish. We'll come back, and if I have been in some car-related accident that's my fault or somebody else's, I will obviously I'll buy you a drink.
You buy me a drink?
I'll buy you a drink. Okay. Probably give you $50 too.
$50?
How about that? Hey, $50.
Shake on it. It's on camera.
It is on camera. I'm a Polo. We're looking at the camera. It's on camera.
It's on camera. Polo.
Come back. Whatever fucking year, 2000, whatever, fucking 50, 60, whatever the hell it is.
Dude,
in our 45s, 50s, 50, 45 to 50, I'm going to come back to you wherever the hell we are. I'm going to find you. I'm going to say, hey, Russ, guess what? Haven't been in an accident that was my fault, texting related or not, and I have not been murdered by anybody. My car will not be touched by another.
So what's your fault? What's an accident that's necessarily your fault? Because if you're going super fast on the road,
negligence.
Hold on. If you're going fast,
yes,
right? If you're going fast on a road, you're going 70 on a 60. Okay, let's say you're going 10 over. Somebody pulls out in front of you, because typically that car is going 60. So in their mind, the distance between the car that's coming to them and their car
shouldn't close as fast as they think.
And then you hit them. Mm-hmm. Is that your fault or their fault?
I would count that as a breach in our agreement.
Okay.
And I would say that is probably both sides. While going 10 over, and depending on where it is, what kind of road it is, where the hell this happens, going 10 over usually isn't the end of the world. True. And going 5 over would be less incriminating, but the fact that I was going 10 miles over the speed limit would put me at some sort of fault because she cannot read, or he. No, don't take that out of context. But whoever may be driving, cannot possibly know how fast my car is going.
True.
And even if they're really slow to pull out, or they pull out too late or at the last second,
you should be able to brake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's at the last second, then it would probably be entirely my fault. But even if we get in some sort of it'll scrape, whatever. I mean, I still think that there's a window of 45 to much. I don't know. It'd be like, I don't know, probably maybe 45-55 split on like guilt if you wanted to like fight insurance about it. Okay. Because like, and I don't claim to be like an expert on any sort of law.
You wouldn't have to worry, because like the state that we're in is no fault. So
there we go. Yeah, I just say, and anyone listening, never admit guilt, never apologize, never say nothing, never commit guilt, because then it's your fault in an accident.
Yes. Never walk up and say, "Oh, that was totally my fault."
Yes, never say that, because they will take you for everything your insurance is worth.
Yep, exactly.
But no, yeah, I'd probably say it's a little bit my fault for going too fast, but in that instance, especially being biased, I'd probably give myself 45 instead of 55. But yes, it all depends. Like, I like in Duluth even, it's just like,
oh yeah,
motherfuckers like don't understand, like there's like speed limits for a reason, like it's not like a goddamn highway or driving through the middle of a town. But even at like 55, like I'll be going 60, and sometimes like I'll even push it, I got 65, whatever, and like that fucking highway stretch, never up like the hill by Trinity, but
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But no,
just like the main like 33 in Duluth.
Yeah, some people love going like 70, 55, or 70, 75 like miles an hour just for no goddamn reason.
Oh yeah, they just whip through that.
They just love to fucking mob it, and like see all these things about like cops like looking for this stuff, but it's just like this is like probably one of the biggest like traffic issues in this town, other than like really poor like street designs and like light stops design. Like, Duluth your trash, fix your potholes too. How about that? Sorry, who the hell's the mayor? But that could be another whole podcast tangent on itself, on its own. My God, but like people just love to fucking speed. They don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, I was in Fargo and I was whipping out this one part right next to highway. I can't remember if I think it's 22. I don't know the fucking highways in Fargo. I was there for like 3 months. But
yeah, I can't believe you there.
I was there's this like intersection where they have this like wall kind of like next to, because it goes down into this like little gully kind of thing. And the road coming from my left, where like the car was coming from, there was like a little wall and there's like a bend. So it's like a short amount of road and then it's a bend. And This is not a road that's traveled very often. There's a highway right next to it. People typically take the highway to get around Fargo, because Fargo's fucking giant and super spread out for no reason.
Is it actually?
Oh, it's gigantic.
I wouldn't expect it.
It's like 20 minutes to get across, like from north side to like the south side, or like east side to west side.
Yeah,
like
that's a fairly big place, yeah.
To get from the river to like the far west corner, it's probably like a 30-minute drive. It's a yaunt.
Wow.
But
that is a definition.
I look to my left and I don't see a car coming. And I look to my right, I don't see a car coming. And then I look back to my left and I'm pulling out when I look back to my left, because I don't assume that there's anything there. I take my foot off the brake and I see a car poke around the corner. And I'm like, oh, they're probably not going that fast. So I start to like go, and then I look, and the next thing I know, they're whipping through the corner, and I hear brakes, like I hear tires screech. So I fucking gun it, and we barely miss each other. This person, like, they stop there. We both stop our car, we get out, and I was like, you were going way too fucking fast. And he's like, you pulled out in front of me. I was like, no, you were fucking going like 70, dude. Around this turn. I watched your car fishtail kind of on concrete. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen unless you're flying.
That's like, yeah. No, that's insane.
Unreal. Unfucking real. He would have T-boned me hard as fuck right on my driver's side, too, if I hadn't noticed. Unreal. Unfucking real.
Some people are, like, the worst drivers. Like, I almost feel like you need to have, like, a psychiatric evaluation, like, for, like, a road rage or something. Because, like, some people, okay, I get angry, and, like, I do believe anytime you drive, it's better to be the aggressor than the aggressed. But I'm not malicious when I drive. Some people are just, like, evil. Like,
you're not malicious?
No, I'm not. I'm, like, assertive. I'm not malicious. Some people are just, like, just angry. And
oh, yeah.
Refuse to like have courtesy or
no courtesy whatsoever. Fucking assholes.
Abide by like laws or common sense. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Some people will get very goddamn angry and emotional.
No, that's a good point. There was one time I was riding around with my friend Carl when we were at ICC, and we're driving through, and then like I see this like tow truck kind of next to me, and I notice I'm like kind of swerving into his lane. I was like, "Oh fuck!" Corrected myself, and he noticeably accelerates next to my car. like accelerates right next to me, pulls up a little bit forward so he can like see both of us in the front seat, and he just like sticks his arm out the window and he just starts like yelling like shit at us, like swearing at us, and then like I just like kind of did this. I was like,
what do you want from me?
Yeah, what am I supposed to fucking say? Am I supposed to be like, oh, I'm sorry, sir, let me fucking spit shine your shoes for you, fucker? Like, I don't, what am I supposed to say to that? What am I supposed to do other than like, sorry? Like, that's all I can do, and that's what I tried to do. And this motherfucker swerves into my lane, probably gets within a couple inches of my front fucking fender. My front driver's side fender swerves into our lane purposefully, makes me swerve over into the oncoming traffic lane, and I had to like stop like right there. Jesus. Just because some motherfucker got like super angry that I swerved into his lane a little bit. A psychiatric evaluation would be, well, that would make getting your license like so much
super crazy hard. And yeah, that was probably a little bit of a reach, but I feel like you should like.
What if they could like
anger management or something? Like just see how pissy you get on like a daily basis.
Yeah, like if they when you walk into the DMV, they just throw like peanuts at your forehead or something. Just like reverse Chinese torture, but without water.
Dude, like the DMV in itself is already Chinese torture.
Oh, it's torture. Oh, it's torture.
Oh, it's goddamn awful. And I don't know. And there's just like. The websites are very like easy to maneuver, and it's just like if you don't have the smallest thing, they're just like, oh, sorry, we can't help you, you're fucked. You waited in line for 45 minutes just to be told that you have to leave and come back with the proper paperwork to wait the equal amount of time you waited before or more.
Definitely more.
It's just
when I had to go get my license renewed when I turned 21, holy fuck, I was there for like 2 hours and all the chairs were taken, and like there were so many poor kids with their fucking parents, and their parents looked sick of it, and the kids
trying
looked
to get
sick
shitty driver's exams, new drivers turning 16.
I think the DMV might actually be hell. Like if hell exists on Earth, it's the fucking DMV.
It's the goddamn DMV.
That's like people like give up on their dreams at the DMV. I swear to God. They walk into the DMV and they're like, I wanted to start a band, but now I just kind of want to kill myself.
Just seeing those soulless eyes, like, stare back at you from across, like, the desk.
Those glazed over eyes. Doing 1,000 fucking forms for
no license. More emotion. They've dealt with so many angry older women and...
No emotion left
just
in their body.
Like I've no more human attributes. They're soulless. They are the DMV at that point.
Did you kill this?
I did.
Oh shit!
Could I admit? I'd love another.
What do you want?
That was interesting. You're talking it up. I'd like that.
Some good shit, boy.
Hey.
Gotta keep this
to my boy
stocked.
Tentasi. I love that man. Jaws guy. On job. Man.
So
I just splattered all over your laptop. I apologize.
Give a fuck.
I wiped that. It looks like a nice laptop. Nicer than my shitty like HTP bought from Walmart, like $100-some laptop.
Oh yeah, I dropped like $1,000 on this.
Yeah. Why don't you care about getting beer splattered?
It's just on the back. It's on the fucking back side. How much was there? It wasn't like you poured a cup of water on my computer.
True. It's not like fucking sopping.
It's just gonna dry up and look like I nutted on it. That's all it's gonna do. That's all it's gonna be. It's just gonna look like a cum stain.
If that excites you, or at least makes it better.
Me.
If it makes it better for you in your mind, if it makes you happy for some reason, then good job. I'm glad I could help you out there.
Yeah, I'm glad too. You know what I've actually been thinking about doing with this podcast? I've been thinking about doing unboxing videos. Not like a iDubbbz unboxing video, like where it's just me like opening shit, like an unboxing video where like I walk around with a headset mic like on me at all times, and like I fucking take out packages in front of my guests and I have them open one and I open one, and whatever it is, we have to like either wear it or use it, or like say it's a can of tuna. Motherfuckers got to eat it. Like, got to eat the tuna. Unless there's, like, allergies or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, all things aside. I'll make some sort of little game or
a
bit out of it, whatever.
Yeah, just like a little bit.
Make your shit. Yeah. I like what you're doing, though. I was jealous. I didn't have the equipment or, like, the resources to start my own podcast, because I've thought about podcasting.
Yeah. And I mean, that's one
It's
big
kind of
thing.
fun. I had this like shitty mic for like. Well, I mean, it's not shit. It's actually kind of nice.
That mic is like twice as good as this one. That mic is like almost 2 times as nice as this one.
But yeah, I've had this thing forever. Just haven't really messed around with it too much other than trying to record over some beats. I gotta get Alex on that too. Actually, Year of the Tiger, by the way, I'll promote that now to whoever the hell listens to this. It'll be available wherever you can stream music, baby.
What is that? What is that?
Year of the Tiger, my debut EP. Not ready for a full album, but
yeah, really,
yeah, dude. I don't know if you saw that on Instagram. I had post something of it in the track list. It's only gonna be like 5 things long, and I think one of the songs is gonna be like an outro, like not like super like a full song, but like I think that's the one I want to like lay down some like vocal shit on. Like,
okay,
I don't have like an innate gift in music or like a superstar capability of anything, but I do like to think that I can kind of sing. And
okay,
other than just going in on my album, like I would like to have one thing that's not just like hard, just like spitting bars. One thing that's sort of like that combination, sort of like a Trippy Red, almost X, where, and not necessarily Trippy Red, where I love Trippy Red, don't get me wrong, one of my favorite artists, but I don't know. And he can do some crazy shit with his voice. That's where I've gotten a lot of inspiration, or like a lot of like
I think
ability to like I'll fuck with my voice and shit. But
do you have like production equipment? Do you have like auto-tune and shit? People like are taking like care of this, making like beats behind. Like you can do the audio editing, right?
Oh yeah.
Like this is gonna be a real. It's not gonna be like some shitty
like
recorded
really
over the phone.
Terrible. Yeah, like not some like kind of trap thing. I was just gonna work on my beats. Obviously I bought like a decent mic, so my voice isn't like dog shit. Yeah. And yeah, we're gonna like be able to enhance like the audio, do whatever the hell. Like Alex knows a lot more about this than I do, and I do feel like he's pretty busy now, and especially that's quarantine, it makes it harder for us to do shit. But we have a couple beats that we've worked on. He has 1 or 2 for sure that are pretty done. One I'm really excited about. One that's really cool.
Yeah, but, no, that's I'm excited because like I don't think we've ever like rapped before. But I've heard you rap before. I know I've heard you rap before, and you're fucking good at it. And, like, just about every single Eminem song, Tech Nine song, like, anyone that pulls up, I swear to God, if, like, 151 Rum pulled up, you could sing the whole thing. I guarantee.
Oh, I probably could.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So you've always had that, like, innate ability to just follow, like, a beat.
Oh,
like, you can't teach rhythm, baby.
No,
you can't teach rhythm.
It's very hard. If you don't have like some sort of ability with it, then it's gonna be very hard for you to pick up.
I'm so unrhythmatic. Like, I have no rhythm. If you saw me dance, you'd be like, "Yep."
Yeah, oh, dude, I was like the worst at dancing. I hated it, really shy until like I could just get very comfortably drunk and just like shake my ass. Like, Now I love dancing. I love going out to like I'd fucking do. I miss the flame.
Oh, I missed.
I miss Builders. Builders was like immaculate. It's a real guy. Yeah, fuck that pen, but it was a real nice place. Real goddamn, even like way better than any sort of like dance club I thought Superior, Wisconsin would have been capable of producing. But Builders, actually fun, really popping.
What is Builders? Is it like a bar?
It's like a bar, like a dance club. Like they have this area for like karaoke. Got like the main bar, and then you go in. You walk through this hallway, and you go. It's like there's one room, little hallway, another room, and the one room's the bar, like karaoke, like kind of food, more sort of chill, like laid back area. You walk through and then there's just like this whole like dance club, like actually a really nice like looking area. I think they got like fog and crap sometimes. They got a bunch of lights. The DJ plays sometimes the same ish songs, but you know it's still a good time.
Okay.
Huh. Drinks are pretty inexpensive, but they're not super big. But what's pretty inexpensive, like compared to? Like $3, but they're not.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
damn,
roughly.
That's dirt cheap.
Yeah, but they're not. Like I said, they're not like super big. But I mean, like 3 or 4 of those in you, man. I mean, good time.
I miss the bars.
Oh, I do too.
So much.
I hope that whatever we're doing now is gonna like get us through this whole thing, so I can go out.
I imagine right now Fargo is hell. Fargo is literally hell for anyone that's there.
Oh God, all those people had like nothing to do before. Now you really have nothing to do.
I know. Everyone would like wait to the weekend. Everyone would be like, "Oh my God, on the weekend, I'm gonna go to the VFW. I'm gonna get shit faced with a bunch of old people and like some local band, and they're gonna be fucking sick. And then Saturday night we're gonna go to OB and it's been so long, the sports bar and shit like that. Oh god, Fargo gets pretty crazy. Fargo gets pretty wild. DT downtown gets pretty wild, and I love it.
Downtown. You know, I mean, whenever you go back to NDSU, I would love to come out for a weekend or like at least just see it. I mean, I know North Dakota's got not a whole lot going on, and I think I've probably been to Fargo maybe once or twice. But wherever the hell you're at, I mean, I'll go out there and visit North Dakota. I like going places I ain't really too familiar with.
Oh yeah, it's a different dynamic. Like it's super super flat, and it's gonna blow you away. It's like
we drove through the Dakotas when we came back from it was like 2018. We drove from like Temecula, Carlsbad, Oceanside area, all the way back to Minnesota.
Oh, really?
So yeah, we saw a lot of fucking beautiful country. I love the American Southwest. Probably one of my favorite regions. Just like I don't know, just because we've never been around. Like Alex didn't like it because it was hot and all deserty. But like, you know, like stuff we had never seen. We're not accustomed to that. We never been around that. And like the rock faces, the colors rocks can be, I don't know.
Yeah. The red dust.
And even
that shit's crazy.
Vegetation and stuff like cactus. Like, it's actually a lot more beautiful than you think out there. The American Southwest is amazing. Montana too.
Montana's
beautiful. Like probably one of the most beautiful state I've ever been to, and I didn't even expect it. And I would love to plan a trip to like Bozeman or whatever the hell like their big city is or whatever.
Bozeman. Yeah, I think it's Bozeman, Montana.
But yeah, no, we
Billings.
drove.
It's Billings too.
Billings, yeah, I've heard. Yeah,
I think Billings might be their biggest, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
But yeah, no, we drove up, and we were driving along like whatever fucking highway goes through like that big ass river that's part of like Yellowstone or something. I think that cuts through Montana. Oh, dude, it was amazing. Great time.
I have no idea what you're talking about, so
I'd love to road trip again, but yeah, I don't know. There's just some like crazy, huge, like pretty iconic river. I think it's part of Yellowstone or part of some kind of national park, but like you go take the highway like through it and just like follows it, and oh, it's beautiful, giant, clear.
So like one of the things with Fargo that's gonna blow you away is it's going to be the flatness. First of all, it's going to be how everything is just literally like on the same plane of existence. Like it's all just like the same level. Like to get across town, you just drive straight. There's no ups, downs, like lefts, rights. The only time you go up is if you go on a bridge. That's really it. It's gonna to compare it to like, and then the whole thing's like a grid. The whole town of Fargo is literally a grid until you get to the river where the road actually has to follow alongside the river to keep itself in Fargo. Like, it's literally a square. Like, you go around a block, that's a block. You go literally 18 blocks right and then 18 blocks down. To get home, it's going to take you 18 blocks left and 18 blocks up. That's it. There's no fucking twisty, windy ass roads. There's no hills. There's really nothing. And then it's also going to seem like people planted trees. Because there was no trees there before. So it's literally going to be like somebody started a super flat world and then tried to make, like in Minecraft, somebody started a super flat world and tried to make it like a real town.
Oh, God.
That's what it's going to feel like. It's going to feel exactly like that. You're going to be like, this is so artificial and cookie cutter and fucking... So it is. I do love Fargo, though. There's a dynamic in Fargo that like people don't understand. Is that like there's so many foreigners. There's so many foreigners.
Really? In North Dakota?
Huge amounts.
It
was huge.
I suppose they have like a lot of like area and space to take those people in. Like there's not a lot of people per square mile in like North or South Dakota. But like,
no,
I wouldn't have expected that, honestly.
There's a lot of foreign people in North Dakota, and like they have the North Dakota nice saying. You know, it's kind of like the same idea.
Just ripping us off, yeah.
But it's the same idea, and they're all. I mean, most North Dakotans are like really nice people, and then there's just like super nice foreigners too. Do
you know like the ethnicity of any of these people? Are they like African, Middle Eastern?
African, mostly Asian too, especially at the college.
Really? Wow.
Especially at the college, they have a lot of like Korean and Chinese. I know that.
I feel like that's just like the case for like everywhere too, because like
well, at the U of M it's the same thing. Right?
Oh, I know. I was gonna say like the U of M was one, but even UMD there are a lot of like foreign like whatever transfer students, whatever the hell you want to call them. But yeah, just a lot of like students from Asian countries coming over, and like I mean I can see the U of M. Of course, like that's a pretty big, like, well-respected university. But at least in UMD, I was a little surprised. A lot more people from other countries like coming over to like UMD, wanting to go to UMD. And I mean, I know UMD is like a good, like, pretty prestigious school, but I've never like held them on par with like the U of M, of course.
Well, they're pharmacy school for sure. They're engineering.
I'd never.
It's still a University of Minnesota.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's a university. Yeah,
it's a University of Minnesota. Like it's under that same umbrella. Like the University of Minnesota. That's just the Twin Cities branch. This is the Duluth branch. There's a lot of people actually from the cities that come up here to go to Duluth, go to UMD.
Oh yeah, there's a few I've definitely matched and met with.
Tinder boys.
But no,
the biggest thing is like people come here because Duluth is just gorgeous, and we were just like desensitized to it because we were fucking born here.
Yeah, and we're like kind of bored of it. We're super bored of it.
Super bored of it. You know how many goddamn times I've been to Ely's Peak?
Oh, like
we went yesterday? 2 days ago?
2 days ago, something like that.
We went 2 days ago, and that was probably like the 150th time I've climbed to the top of that mountain.
Oh, dude, that's the first time I've went in like probably a year almost. But when we were in like our prime like hiking days, like especially with like Max and like shit like Telu, whatever. Like, yeah, I can honestly say I don't know about 150, but at least for me, I probably went up that like mountain, hiked that shit at least 100 times.
Oh, I've been up there. I go up there like 25 times a year at least.
I definitely. I mean, it's a nice area. There's almost always like new shit to like off road and like off trail, like explore like crazy shit. It's a nice area. I love it.
Super nice.
I want to go skating there too. They recently paved some trails through like some really nice like rock formations and like, caves and trees and stuff. Like
at Ely's.
At Ely's, yeah. It's not like where you'd go to like walk up that like wood boardwalk or whatever.
It's not the same place. I know what
you're talking about. It's a little bit down the road, yeah, I think.
That's been paved. That's just the Carlton Trail. It's been paved forever.
Does it connect all the way to Carlton?
It does. It's the same trail. Like, if you take the trail...
Well, I think they expanded on it, though, because it's, like, semi-new. I've been in that area before, and, like... I know it's not, like, that new. It's probably, like, maybe 2 or 3 years by now, but...
Yeah,
it was new at the time.
I've been there... I mean, I went biking, like, around there. And we started... Well, we didn't start necessarily in Carlton. We just started, like, way back in Gary, New Duluth. But
oh, yeah, no, I know. You can definitely go... I've had people come to me and talk about either like trying to make that trip on bikes or like longboards. Bikes would be so much easier.
Oh God!
I've had like Spencer come to me.
Even the trip on bikes is hell.
Oh yeah!
Imagine a longboard. Oh my God!
Yeah, way more like fucking engagement from like your lower body and like obviously like your thighs and
for sure.
Obviously, like your thighs and shit would be like sore from biking, but yeah, longboarding takes a little bit more physical energy out of you.
You think so? Well, I mean, it depends on how you bike. First of all, the longboard.
I think you can coast longer on a bike than you can on a longboard. So that's why I'd say it's a little bit more exerting. Yeah. There you go.
I mean,
making my words sound good.
You're going a lot faster on a pedal bike. First of all, a lot faster.
Yeah, you carry more momentum and like speed and shit with you.
Yeah, especially with the bigger tires. But like a longboard, like you have to what? You have to.
Keep fucking. I mean, like you.
What is that? What is that called?
You can keep.
Is that rowing? Are you rowing with your foot technically? Like, what would you call that coming off of a skateboard? You're kicking.
I would probably say kicking. Yeah, okay. I guess I don't really. I don't know the terminology. There probably is some word for it, but yeah.
Yeah, you're kicking like what every 100 feet at least.
Give or take, yeah, depending on like uphill, downhill, whatever.
Every 30 yards.
Because like you definitely can coast for a minute on a longboard, but I would probably be fairly confident in saying you can coast longer on a bike than you could on a skateboard or longboard or whatever.
100%. Especially if you had a road bike and you took that trail would be nothing with a road bike. I did it with mountain bikes. Me and my uncle did it back when I was like 15, 16. And like it's a 20-mile ride to Duluth. Yeah, like it's a long way. It's a
long time. Yeah, that's a good minute. And like, I've even been approached about going to like like Hinckley on like bikes or longboards, and like that's like
it's the same trail.
Basically, yeah, it's all the same. It's actually pretty cool. But
you just go like the other direction on the trail. Like instead of you going north in Carlton, you just go south, and it's fucking. What do you think of that stout, by the way?
I was gonna ask you if it's supposed to taste like coffee.
It tastes a little bit like
because I remember when I went to the streetcar one time, Q-Man gave me an
Q-Man.
Shout
out to Q-Man. Shout out to
Big Q. Shout out to streetcar. Shout out to every place that's open right now. But
oh my god, the streetcar
actually
burgers from there,
really good food.
So
yeah.
good.
Oh fuck. Like underrated for sure. I even slept on the streetcar for the longest of times. But no, that's like
shout out to the streetcar.
Shout out to the streetcar. Rob Kavanaugh, the motherfucking man. Rob, if you hear me right now, you need to sponsor us, baby, because we love your shit.
I would put up a fucking streetcar sign right here.
Oh, dude, right.
Where this Minnesota Vikings blanket is, I would put up a streetcar sign.
We will even make a custom blanket. A streetcar custom blanket.
Yeah.
If he will sponsor us.
Yeah, if he's
in some way, shape, or form.
All he'd have to do,
I guess this isn't me. But
all he'd have to do is just give me fried pickles like occasionally. He'd be like, you get one fried pickle, like only one fried pickle slice a month, and I'd be like, let's do it.
Would you make off the streetcar deal? I got paid in fried pickles.
But then I'd be like 300 fucking pounds by the end. By the end of the year, I'd be probably gross if I'm not already.
Oh god.
But yeah, that beer does kind of. Stouts are thicker. Darker beers do taste like coffee.
Oh no, it's very good though. I love Earth Rider. I love what is it? I thought something. I think it made me think of like Ursa Minor. You ever heard of that?
Castle Danger?
No, not Castle. Well,
it could be Castle Danger because Castle.
Well, that's a brewery. That's a brewery in Two Harbors.
Yeah.
I think like Ursa Minor, Ursa Major is like a brewery in Duluth. I'm pretty sure.
I'll look it up.
I was gonna say I could look it up right now. We got the
breweries
in
big screen. Duluth. Yeah, boy. Just hope my fucking internet can hold up. It's not doing very well right now.
Well,
I can't wait till I'm on my own. I'm at my dad's house, and it's fucking like I love my family. Don't get me wrong, but I am so sick of living under their roof, under their rules, and this stuff like that. Like I just want to live on my own. I want to be by myself. Okay.
Like get high in your own house.
Get high in my own house. Ursa Minor. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
it is Ursa Minor.
It's right on the shore, ain't it?
I believe. I think it's along that stretch.
Well, we got.
Otherwise, I think it's either in Duluth or on the store.
Yeah, it's in Duluth.
Okay, well, I think it's probably going out towards 2 hours.
You can't read that.
No, it's cut off. I can see Minor Brewing.
My bad.
Nah, you Gucci, baby.
But Ursa Minor is in Duluth. Hoops Brewing is also company is also in Duluth. Bent Paddle's delicious.
I've heard good things about Bent Paddle.
Bent Paddle's probably like my favorite local brewery out of all of them. Fitger's is good too. And
is it?
What is Blacklist? I've never even heard of Blacklist. Blacklist Brewing Company. 120 East Superior. So it's on Superior Street. So it's like right by like.
Huh.
Okay.
Well, what'd you know? Well, yeah, no, like I've seen things like online and stuff about like all the best breweries and stuff to hit along like here in Duluth and like the North Shore, and like I guess we have a lot of like pretty damn stand-up good breweries, and like I've also like on my friends' stories and like college friend stories, I've seen like people go out places and stuff like that, the actual like breweries, and try like a bunch of shit. That looks actually like really fun. Like Ursa Minor is one of those places you can go sit down. They'll give you like 5 cups of like all different beers. Get to try it out. Get like a palate. I don't know. It'd be fun.
That would be.
I've never been, but I don't even know if these places are still open.
Blacklist,
quarantine. But
if you're 21 years old, belly up. Blacklist Brewing Company, dude. This looks fucking sick. What the fuck?
They have hatchets on there. Oh my god, they have hatchets.
I feel like if I go here and drink a beer, I'll turn into Jason Momoa. That's like what I get from the vibe, dude. There's beers and hatchets on hardwood fucking like railings with like chain link fence and like unfinished 2x4s is like wall decor and like old brick and shit.
Blacklist hatchet sold separately.
Blacklist. I mean, this shit looks good.
You want to toss me a little dirty natty, daddy?
Oh, absolutely. Do you want a natty or you want a coffee? What do you want? Do you want a natty? You want
a natty?
I got Bush as well. What do you want?
Give me a latte.
Give you a latte?
Give me a good old latte.
All right.
All right. I don't know if we.
Shout out Kevin Hart. If he ever hears this, it'd be fucking hilarious.
That'd be amazing. I was about to say, I don't know if we're like quoting the same thing, but
Oh, are you quoting Matthew McConaughey or are you quoting Kevin Hart? What are you quoting?
No, neither actually. And I believe actually he might have been doing McConaughey. Because when you hear like the full background, it sounds actually kind of like a McConaughey kind of thing. Do you remember the episode of shout out Danny DeVito, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, when Charlie has to fuck with the health inspector? And for whatever reason, like towards the end of the episode, Dennis is the bartender who can for whatever reason, can only say, all right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, and then like at the end, he's all really sweaty and gross, and then like he says that, and then like she's about to walk out, and he just screams like, "Hey!" And then he's all sweaty and fucked up. He's like, all right. That's what I mean. But yes, that actually does sound like something McConaughey would do, and I do believe they probably would take inspiration for whatever the hell Dennis was trying to pass off on them as McConaughey. So hey, there you go, learn something new every day.
I was gonna say he 100% passed it off as Matthew McConaughey. Like no, the Kevin Hart thing wasn't. You know what I'm talking about, right? When he talks about like
I haven't seen a lot. A little embarrassing. I haven't seen a lot of Kevin Hart stand up.
Unfair. It's in one of his old stand-ups called like Grown Little Man or whatever, and he talks about like how his uncle.
I like it already.
It's either his uncle or it's his like dad or something like that, where he goes like, "You're gonna learn today," you know that.
Oh yeah, okay.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that, and then like he walks around. And he's like, all right. It's that. Yeah, 100%.
You gonna learn today.
That's not Matthew McConaughey. I'm just here. I'm kind of like vibing out just looking at pictures of Lake Superior. Dude, it kind of blows me away how Lake Superior does look like a wolf face. Like a wolf head. You know, like this is the eye. This is the tip of the nose. This is the mouth.
I can see that now. I can see that.
Yeah, like it freaks me out. Or this is the mouth and that could be the tuft of hair. Like it's just, you zoom out.
Oh,
God. We are so blessed to be born where we are. Right at the tip of Lake Superior.
Did you know from where we are right now, it's only like a 2-hour drive to Michigan?
Yeah. What? No. What?
Okay.
It's like 4. It's like a 4-hour drive.
Depending on where you go in Michigan, it's like false. It is like a 2-hour drive. Ironwood, Michigan. From like here to Ironwood, Michigan is like 2 hours. Like we cross like 2 state borders, and it's the same distance as going to Minneapolis from Cloquet.
Oh shit, you're not wrong.
2 hours and 2 minutes. Yes, dude. Like, and guess what? They got legal weed. For real though. One of my good friends, shout out Hunter. One of my good friends lives in Michigan, Ironwood, to be precise, and I always wanted to go out there. Probably will eventually, but yeah, it actually. Oh, the fucking tower pimps, but no.
The tower pimps.
No, but it's crazy. Like I drive like that city's distance, like no shit. But
Ironwood is literally like right on the fucking. It's a dick hair away from the border.
Literally on the cusp of the border. All right.
It's a dick hair away from the border.
All right, fine. And maybe if you want to get to like Detroit, maybe it'd be closer to 3, maybe 3.5.
It's a lot further than that, dude. This is the UP. This is the fucking branch that's attached to Wisconsin for some reason.
You're attached to Wisconsin. Where the fuck is Detroit? Oh, it's all the way on the other side. Never mind.
See, like Detroit's this whole thing.
Detroit's probably on the other side. Actually,
I want to go to Mackinac Island really bad.
Mackinac. Actually, it's Mackinac. Where the fuck?
Mackinac Island.
Greasy Gene Luck always
Detroit's
said
like Mackinac. Over here, dog. That's.
Oh yeah, that's probably like 7 or 8. Yeah, that's probably like fucking 7 hours from us, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. Detroit, Michigan is probably like 7 hours from fucking Duluth.
We'll see. We'll see what Google Maps has in store. I'm gonna grab a coffee though.
Oh, it's 11
hours.
Oh my god, that's egregious.
Well, you're probably not traveling by freeway the whole way.
True. You don't think?
No, 100% not. Dude, to get across North Dakota. To get literally across North Dakota.
Is there not a highway that spans across the width of North Dakota?
It's an interstate. It's an interstate that spans the width of North Dakota. It's like 4.5, like close to 5 hours to get across the entire state. Roughly 400 miles.
Yeah, I mean, I've driven across one of the Dakotas, but yes.
Roughly 400 miles.
I'm trying to remember where the hell we stayed in.
You guys probably stayed in Dickinson, to be honest with you.
Maybe.
Because it's like an 8-hour drive from here to Dickinson.
Nah, I want to say it's like the middle.
The middle? Bismarck?
Yes, I actually think it was Bismarck.
You probably did. Was it right on that freeway? Like the freeway just pulled into the town?
I believe. The more you say it, I do think it is Bismarck.
Or do you stay in Jamestown? I mean, it's literally, there's like 4 fucking towns.
Like, yeah, big kind of places where you'd stop at. You get, like, nice ass hotels. Like, we got like a hotel, like, or like a home, or like my home, or whatever. You ever heard of those? It's just like a basically like it's a hotel
Airbnb?
Room, yeah, kind of.
But it's like someone's house or someone's like renting.
No, it was just like a hotel, but it was called like My Home or something like that. And it was
I have no idea.
Like a pretty like cushy like overly like home kind of environment.
Overly like home.
I mean, they give you like a bunch of amenities and like countertops and like shit like that. Like I want to say like my home or like what I mean, like, you know, like a hotel room, and you got these 2 greasy beds, like the orange fucking walls and stuff. You got this really like outdated like plasma screen TV that's not even that big from like 2014.
True.
And like
just looks big because the wall is like 4,
you got a safe
like
for show away. Even though that you're staying in this kind of hotel, like you don't even have anything to put in that safe.
There's a big there's a big difference.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's just like a nice place. But I do think we went to Bismarck. If Bismarck is around like the halfway point in North Dakota, I think we were in Bismarck.
Dude, I think the funniest fucking thing is when people talk about Ohio and
like it means something.
Like it means something. But I saw a fucking meme somewhere, and it said Fallout like 5, and it was Elder Scrolls 6 Ohio. Just Ohio. And like people make memes all the time where they have the 2 astronauts in space, and they like look down on Earth, and they're like, "It's all Ohio." And then like the astronaut behind him's got a gun, and he's like, "It always has been." Like, dude, I want to
all Ohio.
I want to go to fucking Niagara Falls really bad.
Someday I'd like to as well. That's probably something on the bucket list.
Where's Scranton, Pennsylvania? There it is.
Yeah,
right there. Dixon City? Gross.
Dixon.
Scranton. Why didn't they film it in Dixon
City?
Electric City? They should have filmed it in fucking Dixon City. That would have been a lot funnier for The Office.
Scranton, what? The Electric City.
Shout out The Office. I love
Shout out The Office. Shout out Steve Carell. I'm spacing out his name, but shout out the guy that plays Dwight.
How many fucking times have I seen The Office? Hundreds of times.
Oh god, dude! Like for the longest time, like just for like 2 solid years, like anytime I was bored, I had nothing new to watch. It was just Office on repeat. So I've probably seen like the integrity of The Office like maybe 15-ish times, like around there.
Oh god!
Like I don't. Anytime I've restarted the season, like there's almost never like there are those hidden gems that's like you've seen an episode you've never seen before because you slumped through it or you weren't paying attention or something. But yeah, occasionally there are those hidden gems, but it's almost to the point where there's a South Park to me. Ever since I got Hulu, binge South Park. Hardcore.
Yes.
Love it. Earlier seasons, prime, funny as fuck.
Dude, the new seasons are still funny as fuck.
The new seasons are still really funny.
How Garrett, like, if you watch an episode,
I really love that Garrison is Trump. I can't say that enough. That's amazing. It's amazing.
It is so perfect.
It's so perfect. No one else could have done it. Worked it perfectly.
No, and it just fell into place for them. Like they didn't even anticipate that happening. It just kind of happened. You know,
like stumbled on gold.
Oh, stumbled on gold. But my favorite thing is like when I watch the episodes, I watch them like right when they air, essentially, or like a couple days after they air, and they're funny to me, but I'm like, they're kind of straying away from like what they used to do. And then like I'll watch a brand new episode, and then I'll go back to that like season 21, which is still pretty new. Yeah. But I'll go back to season 21, and I'll think at the same time, like, what did I think when I first watched this? This is what I thought, and then I'll watch it again, and I'll be like, way fucking funnier than I thought. Like, initially, you have to go back and look and, like, rewatch some of the older ones that, like, you watched right away and then just didn't watch. I'll typically watch, like, a South Park season, and then I'll watch it again right before the next season comes up, just to, like, fucking get myself in the zone of South Park. But I could probably quote every single episode of South Park, which isn't healthy, but we'll deal with that later.
Maybe slightly toxic, but in a good way. There is a little bit of toxicity that everyone needs in their life.
Dude, look at the size of Montana. It's fucking gigantic.
Oh, dude, I fucking love. Big Sky, Montana was probably my favorite little Big Sky.
Where's that?
Probably more towards the west. There, yeah, you see it. There
Big
it
Sky.
Is. Big Sky, Montana.
Bozeman.
Shit, dude.
That shit's
I would go to Bozeman. I'm just going to take a little detour. That doesn't look like more than an hour drive, if that.
I've always wanted to go to like Missoula or like Butte or something.
Oh, yes, sir. Missoula would be dirty. I'd love that.
Missoula would be really cool.
Let's get a boys' Missoula trip going, because that'd be fun.
I want to go to Montana. I really, really do.
Oh, I do too. Like, ever since I drove through it, it's just like I need to spend time in this state. Like, it's just like a little bit of everything, and it's beautiful.
I just want to go to the mountainous side. Like, that's why I want to go to Missoula, because it's like right in the heart of the mountains, you know? Like, that just looks so fucking cool.
And like, it's literally 2 states away from us. So like, this would not be a terrible road trip, and it would almost be it'd be a better road trip than like flying there.
Well,
I think to have a car, if we're like, because if it's literally just North Dakota stopping us, I think to have a car would be a better thing to do.
Dude, look at this goddamn fucking 94 through North Dakota is a straight goddamn line.
Wellbox, Medora.
You know how many times I drove this?
New Salem.
So that's where I was.
Dude, we probably went through Dickinson.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Greasy. Actually, you know what? I do remember seeing I think we did. I think we went up through Billings, took that, and went straight up.
Oh, you guys probably took 94 all the way. Like 94, you guys probably connected to 94 from 15 into
We definitely avoided like Nebraska and like Ohio and shit just for all the weed laws. Coming from Cali, Alex had to bring some.
Yeah, that's all right.
Dirty dangles with him, but
yeah, going through North Dakota was kind of like I made this drive from Dickinson right here all the way to Fargo.
Jamestown. Shout out Valley City.
Shout out Valley City. How many fucking times did I make this drive? Probably like 15 times.
Really?
Oh god.
You've seen this for a minute then? Gross.
Oh, it's disgusting. This drive is the most boring. You could take a fucking hockey stick, jam it through your goddamn steering wheel into your speedometer, and just fall asleep and wake up in Fargo 4 hours later. This right here, this whole drive from this point to Fargo, from Fargo to halfway or like close to
basically Wabao
or past Medora, 5 hours.
Gross.
And that's if you're going to
5 hours, a whole lot. Sorry, North Dakota people. 5 hours, a whole lot of nothing. I actually got into a similar argument. Like, we had to drive through Iowa to get to Kansas City.
Yeah.
When we went this past football season for like the game against the Vikes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was just bad mouthing like Iowa to like Ben and Evan and kind of the hotel clerk, and then like this dude behind me just kind of chimes in, just like super defensive.
No, he defended
about
Iowa?
his beautiful Iowa. He's just like, where do you think all your cattle and meats and wheats come from? It's just like, okay, so other than like the farming of four-legged animals and occasional crops, what does Iowa offer to us? And like, we didn't really exchange words after that. Because, like, okay, you're not the only place that grows, like, farm animals, like...
Grows farm animals?
That cultivates whatever the hell.
Would you guys take 35 all the way to Kansas City? It looks like you did.
We literally went, basically, yeah.
35 all the way to Kansas City.
Yep, straight through Des Moines.
Damn.
Right down in Kansas City, yes, sir.
Well, I mean, I know...
Des Moines was a shitty... Or not Des Moines. Des Moines was actually really nice. Des Moines is the jewel in the crown in the cesspool that is Iowa.
You really don't. You're fucking Iowa. You're stomping Iowa right now.
But I can't help it. They like stole all our like sports teams and made them their G League teams because they aren't like cool enough to have sports. I'm sorry. I am dogging Iowa super hard. But nah, it was just like when Iowa, it was just like a ripoff. They have like a wild G League team. They have a Timberwolves G League basketball team. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they had like an Iowa Twins. Like, like they probably have the Iowa Twins fucking G League team. Like,
I'd be pissed.
Minnesota literally gave them all of our we don't have G League sports in the cities because we gave them to Iowa. So
I'd be fucking pissed. I'd be so pissed if I fucking found that out.
But
that would suck balls. Fuck that.
I mean, like Des Moines is actually like a really cool city, but Iowa in itself, much like the Dakotas, very flat. Not a lot going on. A lot of farmland.
There's a lot of corn in Iowa.
Like, a lot of corn. A lot of corn. Like crops, four-legged, like meat bearing out. Like, yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, like, yeah, you guys obviously mean something. Like, don't get me wrong. Shout out to Iowa.
Shout out to Iowa.
You guys matter.
You guys matter.
But maybe not as much as like your citizens and governor to everyone else would like to admit. Probably not.
Fair, I would agree with that. I mean, I think South Dakota produces more beef. than Iowa does. I would actually put money on that because I had a roommate that was from South Dakota.
Petition to absorb Iowa, then.
Dude, I had a roommate that was from South Dakota. You remember that South Dakota campaign where it said meth, we're on it?
Yes, I do remember that campaign. Oh, God.
Dude, you know how I found...
No, that was actually a brilliant ad campaign, but that was so fucked. The brilliant one. But
you know how I found out about it? You know how I found out about the campaign? So I was sitting in my room and I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw something that said meth, we're on it. And I was like, what the fuck? So I click on it and it's a link to the website and it's it was on Instagram. So I click on the page and it goes to the website and it says meth, we're on it. Right when I did that, I was in Dickinson at the time. My roommate, who's from South Dakota, walks right through the door and he looks at me. He's like, have you seen the new South Dakotan slogan for meth? And I was like, oh, like you guys are on it? And he just goes, yeah, it whips his milk at the fucking tile in the kitchen. Milk splatters everywhere, like a whole gallon of fucking milk. He just murked a gallon of milk.
They probably pissed off so many, like...
Yeah, he was mad.
Dakotan nationalists. Just like, fuck you, don't give the country the idea that all of us are on meth. Like, I mean, I could like, kind of stand up for that. Like, if Minnesota had, like, a terrible drug problem, like, oh, hey, we're all on crack and heroin. It's like, no, we're not.
We're on it.
No, we're not.
We're on it.
Nah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it draws like so much fucking light, and it really sheds like all like the sugar coating, like all like the niceness, like ambiance you want to give like this sort of issue. Like, it really just says straight up, like, yes, this is a big problem, and we're not gonna hide it anymore. It's like that transparency with the American people is very important, and it actually gets conversations rolling than trying to say like, oh, this is under control, we have everything like going our way, because they don't, and especially with like the opioid epidemic, like we're kind of losing that fight.
Yeah, 100%.
But
so I wanted to. I know it's been fucking. I know it's a dead horse. I know we're beating a dead horse.
What kind of horse we beating, my man?
I want to talk to you about the coronavirus.
Ooh, all right.
I want to talk to you about COVID-19. I want to see your thoughts.
Oh, you would. I did hear you ask Louie a little bit about this, so I did. Even though I do believe, no, I don't do believe, but at least I think I have a little more thoughts than Louie on it. But a little quick deterrent from that. We will get into it because I would actually like to get into it.
Good.
But what do you think of the potential rumors that Kim Jong-un is either dead or in a vegetable state?
No
hopes of recuperation.
I hope it's true.
Really?
I don't know what's going on with my internet right now.
That's all right. You want to toss me coffee?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just like, I want to know. Thank you, buddy. I love you, buddy.
The Kim Jong-un thing? Oh, it's my last coffee.
Oh, give me something else then. If you want to say that for yourself, I just.
You sure?
No, I'll go. Goddamn. Give me something else.
You're taking it.
Fine, bastard.
You're taking it. That's yours now. That's the thing. I've seen so many sites about like Kim Jong-un might be in a vegetable state. He might be dead.
I see like Fox News, like New York Post, New York Times. Everybody's recording. Everybody's reporting.
Something's going on with him, right? Whether he's in a vegetable state, whether he's dead, or whether this is just a big ruse, doesn't really matter. I don't know what's true.
I like at the same time as I do. I almost don't. Well, okay. I would, just because, like, even though he does have an older brother.
He has his sister. He has an older sister.
That's what I'm saying. And it would be the first time since, like, 1958, or whenever the hell Kim Jong-il established North Korea. Mm-hmm. It would be the first time in their history they ever have a woman president. Or like a woman, like dictator, whatever the hell you want to call it. Dictator.
For sure.
Yeah. And I've also been doing my fair share of research, and they've been saying, like, she's like a savage.
Oh, no. That's not good.
Like, she's...
Like more of a savage than Kim Jong-un?
Like, just as, like, calculating and cunning, like, taking out political adversaries, like, feared.
That's
like,
probably not hard, especially when you're a part of that family.
Like, not somebody you want to fuck with. And, like, anybody in that family, like, you'd probably have that sort of reputation for yourself, but...
Yeah.
No,
that whole family, they're all feared.
I would love to see the shift in dynamic where the people would have to respond and praise a woman leader opposed to a male. And I would love to see what she could do in terms of like changing that country.
Yeah, that makes
but I don't
sense.
think it's going to be
2-1.
back in.
Yeah, back in. Sorry
in the
about that.
motherfucking
We had some technical difficulties, but we'll just pick up where we left off and just continue the podcast. So I know what you're saying. How they have to, how North Korea would actually have to like salute or not salute, but they would have to worship like a woman leader. Do you think that would like ruffle some feathers, or do you think that would like affect like any of the general public, or would they all just view that family as like God-like royalty?
And I guess that is the point. I think that because they view that whole like family line as like living gods, or have been like programmed and manipulated, beaten down into believing that.
Yeah.
I think, and I guess what I meant by that is like the most interesting part of this regime change, even though it's not a regime change, it's just like I don't really guess I know like if men and women are equal in North Korea, and I feel like even though she is like quote unquote like the descendant of like a god or whatever, like Kim Jong-il,
Yeah.
it's a different kind of leader that the people, and I guess like at least like all the members of like the whatever hell like equivalent of like the Secret Service or like of a cabinet, whatever the hell they would call that. Like
I don't think they'd have a cabinet. Considering that he's a dictator, I don't think they'd have like.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, it'd just be him.
But
yeah, his bodyguards.
Whatever the hell it is, I just think that a society that's brought up to worship a certain sort of symbol, or at least have been accustomed to seeing like the same sort of leader or the same sort of god take the center stage.
Yeah.
I think that they pass up on his older brother and give it straight to Kim Jong-un or whatever the hell her name is.
Does he have an older brother?
He does.
Then why would Kim
He
Jong-un...
was passed up. Kim Jong-il named Kim Jong-un his successor. Passed up on the older brother.
Just passed up on him?
And he has a couple.
Is that a real thing?
I'm pretty sure.
Kim Jong-un's siblings, huh?
One of his siblings was like a traitor to the country and got assassinated like pretty recently. But actually no, that was the guy. I'm pretty sure.
The old guy?
That's why they passed him up, because he was like pretty outspoken, or like at least not totally on board with the whole North Korean regime.
Okay.
And I think they passed up on his older brother because he didn't fit like the peg, or like the fucking whatever the hell it is. He didn't fit like that post that they were looking for. So like they said, well, screw you and your Western beliefs, we're going to give this to Kim Jong-un. And then he just kind of went off and went crazy with it because he's like the same as his father.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe like the daughter's probably like semi-similar, but I think
she'd be way more insane. Like if Kim Jong-un was like
she looks like it. If you ever seen like a picture of her, she looks way more threatening and intimidating than Kim Jong-un.
100%. She's like the Megan in Drake and Josh. Okay, like Kim Jong-un is like if Josh got power, and then like Kim Jong-un's sister is fucking Megan, like way more psychotic and just ready to fuck people up. So he has Kim Yo-jong, which is the one that's potentially going to take power after
this. And
this.
I believe, click on Jong-nam, because I'm pretty sure Jong-nam is dead. Assassinated, yep, 2017. Yes, sir. That was the brother they passed on, and they killed him in like the Philippines or like Taiwan or
really.
Actually no, it was like the archipelago. What fucking name? Indonesia. I think it was like Indonesia or like the Philippines. They assassinated him.
Oh no, they said Kim Jong-un was assassinated. Okay, never mind. We're good. This guy Kim Jong-chul is still alive. I fucking butchered that. That sounded like I was a Danish person trying to speak Korean. Ugh. Yeah, I mean that's the craziest thing to me is like, what if Kim Jong-un was like, they're like, he's not doing it for us, he's not like crazy enough, the higher powers that be, and then they just like wanted someone crazier, so they poison Kim Jong-un, they fuck him up, they assassinate him by poisoning him, and then his sister takes over, and she's completely and utterly psychotic.
It's like a fucking mad woman, yeah.
But what if she isn't? What if she just portrays that so people are like, yes, I can't wait till she gets an office?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd love to see the regime change because, like, you've never seen, or at least personally for me, I've never seen, like, women in, like, positions of power or even women in, like, that holy divine family, like, take center stage for anything. Obviously, she's made, like, appearances with him at, like, high publicity, like, kind of things, like honoring Kim Jong-un, which is another thing why I think he's dead, or at least in grave danger, because like they're honoring for Kim Jong-il, like that recent ceremony was like maybe like last week or something. He wasn't there. He had heart surgery like in like the teens of April, and he still hasn't made a public appearance.
Dude, he's obese as fuck.
Well, yeah, he's fat. And like what I heard, or like what I read from like Chinese and Japanese media is like they either waited too long and they like botched the stunt, like heart surgery, or like the surgeon just wasn't like prepared to handle somebody who was obese, and he was also afraid because that's a supreme leader. And so like his like like his shaky hand like. And poor guy, because like if he does die, they're probably gonna kill him. They probably kill him for botching his heart surgery 100%.
They'd probably kill him if he did it right.
Yeah, just like and fuck you. Kim Jong didn't need any heart surgery. You're dead. No proof. Yeah. But no, like it's just like I don't blame him. Like some little peasant like doctor workers, like you're gonna work on the supreme leader god of our entire country, and if you fuck up, he's dead, and then like a whole bunch of terrible shit will happen to you. But. Like I don't know.
Couldn't imagine that pressure, man.
I honestly believe that he is either on his deathbed or like in some sort of vegetable state where it's just like it's too late to save him. Like you can like keep him alive, but he's not going to come back as a person. I honestly believe that. I think a shift in power is about to happen, and if they give it to the sister, I would just like to see where she takes the country. And especially if like a military coup is even an option. He did a very good job of beating down every single person around him and cutting off the heads of any single snakes that dared to raise them against him.
You're talking about Kim Jong-un?
Yes, Kim Jong-un.
That's a good point.
Even killed like his uncles and shit. Like anybody he thought was a threat to his power or questioned his power, like he basically just killed.
Yeah, he just fucking killed him.
And like what you said is maybe it is a coup. Maybe like they just like, yep, you're gonna go to heart surgery, we're gonna be good, and then maybe they botched it on purpose. And I couldn't not believe that as like a viable option.
I mean,
he's
it's like
kind of like a terrible, shitty dictator, and their country is like kind of trashed right now. Like they're poor.
Yeah, I mean they do have the second largest military in the world due to the fact that they
actually, but like,
well, it's not.
I was gonna say even
it's purely by population standards.
Oh, like how many like active people they could draft to their army?
Yeah.
Like okay.
No. It's how many people are active in their army.
Active in.
And okay. Every single
I guess
citizen.
I meant like around the same thing.
I think it's like every single like North Korean citizen that's over the age of like 10 or something like that is technically a military member.
That's insane.
So that's why they have like the second largest military in the world to us.
Like standing army, whatever.
Yeah. No, that's fucking bullshit. We would wipe them out with like 5 drones. Yeah, 5 drones and 5 drunk marks.
I think we would like obliterate any of our adversaries right now, but just the way the global economy works, if like something bad happened, we just get penalized to shit.
True.
Even though we could stiff arm a lot of stuff if we needed to, but
we're not talking about politics here. We're talking about COVID-19.
Oh, now we are. Yes,
that's what we want.
We're gravitating back towards COVID-19.
Do you think? What if Kim Jong-un had COVID? What if he got infected? No one's been into North Korea. They're totally fine. No one's traveled in and out of North Korea. Like,
and that's why I do like believe them partially. Because your country needs to have like good exposure. Your country needs to have like free travel, like semi-readily, like semi-cheap free travel, or like reasonable travel.
Okay.
And like, I don't think like the people of North Korea really move around a lot. I don't think there's a lot of good infrastructure or a lot of good public program or like public. I
don't think there is any. Is there like any?
Yeah, well, yeah. Like I don't even know. Like I wouldn't expect them to like even have like buses or like taxis or like shit like that.
Doubt that.
Like and like maybe they do. I'd really like. I haven't like researched this anything at all, but like I don't believe that.
Well, all I know
they're
is
doing any favors.
I remember in like social studies we watched this like this poorly made like self-recorded video of somebody going over to North Korea and being like, I don't know if they were being honored or something like that. They just went to North Korea. I think it was like a Vice News thing. I can't remember exactly, but they went over to North Korea.
I think I remember watching something similar.
Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. We watched it in school. I think we watched it in Fairbanks class.
Yes, actually, I think so.
I think you.
Something about there's something about.
And they set up like this whole cafe for him, like this whole restaurant, just for this one American tourist.
Oh yeah, like totally fake.
It was there was no one else in the restaurant, and like they literally brought the food out to him, and they didn't even have like a menu or anything he could order from. When he was like when he was in the taxi, like driving around or like their limo service or whatever, there was like no one else on the road. There were just like no people anywhere. They had fake grocery stores and shit. It was literally like,
right.
Like if the interview was real.
In their capital of North Korea, like you walk by
Pyongyang
and Pyongyang, but no, you don't. You go by, and it's just like you're seeing all this like fake imitation of like, quote unquote, almost Western like societies. Just like all these stores have like fake goods, like plastic food, like there's nothing readily available.
Think so? Like they don't have like supermarkets and shit like that.
Well, no, like okay, I guess I don't know for like a certain fact, but like I think a lot of what they do is just like fake. Trying to think of what you'd call it. Like maybe face value. I don't know. Just like observing the outside and assuming the inside is good. Mm-hmm. Something along those lines. But
so you think for like their grocery stores, it's all presented up front, and then
I think anything that they present to like media that they welcome in is artificial and fake. Mm. And if they want to like walk people along the streets of Pyongyang and tell them like, oh, here's our like grocery stores, here's like all our things like our citizens can go interact with, like I would like to have anybody try to go in them, because if you believe like, I mean, you don't have to like if you watch, if you watch what like they're showing people, a lot of the times they don't go in, they don't investigate, they don't look at, it's all like all of this shown like setup,
it's portrayed. All face value stuff. Yeah, no, 100%. It's hard to know what to believe in the aspect of like North Korea.
I mean,
stuff but we've been on this North Korea topic for like way too long. Personally, I think we need to
COVID-19.
Yeah, I think we do need to talk about COVID-19, even though COVID-19 is probably the most tender horse on the planet
to beat the fuck out of.
Oh, dude, it has been beaten by every single person that has any sort of media outlet whatsoever.
The most clickbaited thing in the world is, I might have COVID-19 and I'm a streamer.
COVID-19 ate my ass. Boss Baby was in Minecraft. Clickbait. Not clickbait. Not clickbait.
Oh, please do give me one of them natties, boy.
Are you out of beer?
Oh, I'm out of beer.
Oh, you're out of coffee. I didn't even realize. Jesus Christ, you're keeping up, buddy.
I'm trying to keep up with you, my friend.
Oh, you wanted a natty or a lot? I don't know what the thing is, but
I like to have a natty. I don't think I've had a natural light in a minute.
I'm pretty sure natties are like 30% more water than Bush. Than like Bush Light is. You know what I mean? Like Bush Latte is quite a bit of water. Natty Light's probably all water. I feel like I could have someone's drunk girlfriend piss in a cup, and it'd have more alcohol in it than this. Yeah, like, I swear to God, that's what I think.
Not getting sponsored by Natty Light anytime soon.
They take so much shit. They know it's the truth. They're like, well, yeah. Like,
they have to be good sports about this shit. By now, if you just can't like laugh at yourself and go, I still make money.
Exactly. Like, what would?
If you can't just like accept the fact that you might be dogged on a little bit, but you're still pulling in money. Like, I mean,
they're making, dude.
Probably like thousands of millions.
They got the cheapest case of beer, like in.
They even throw in like 2 bonus beer.
2 bonus. 3 extra lights.
Yeah, you ever seen that where you're like on the case it says like 2 bonus nat? They even give you extra beer.
And they're like package taped to like the outside of the case, so it like doesn't fit in your truck right, and you're like, what the fuck?
Just like, God damn, give me my free beer. I've had enough public shame. I want my free beer. I want my free beer.
I think natural light is probably better than natural iced. Even though
I would agree.
Natty Iced is a higher alcohol content, I'll give it that. But like that's only like for smooth. Light is smooth. Light is like something you could drink at like your kid's baseball game in like a blender bottle, and no one would notice anything. Shit. No one be like, oh yeah, it's just like kind of foamy water. That's all right. You just left like some soap in there. Dude, I like how your hair fucking sits like right under your hat in like a little ball.
Oh yeah. Here. Oh yes, thank you.
Beautiful. But anyway,
I don't know what color. I had just a little brief sidetrack. I don't know if you had any options for me, but I don't know what to diet after this. Or even if I'm going to diet again, I might even cut it. Like, not short like I did, like, before times. But at least, like, take off, like, a good amount of my hair. So, like, it might only hang down towards around here. But
you got a lot of hair.
I do. Like,
got a lot of hair.
My hair hangs down, like, about right here. Right
no
now.
Shit, really? Show it to me. Show the viewers. Show everybody. To those listening,
no
Gabe's about to show his hair.
Anybody who might see this, don't judge my hair.
Gabe's about to show his hair. Woo! Look at that.
But, actually, I might have Well, no.
No, you're right.
No, it's about right there.
That hangs like mid-neck, kind of.
Yeah.
Like
it's
almost shoulder.
It's not quite down to my shoulders, but it's real close.
It's below your traps for sure. It's like collarbone level almost.
Yeah.
Damn, you got that one baby hair right on the side. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Yes.
Got it. Damn, that must be some heavy upkeep, dog. Because like my hair's getting so goddamn long. I've just been throwing it in a hat recently. Like I've just been.
You might have been able to tell from the. Oh, you probably can't because of like the little thing in the back. But yeah, I've just been like cutting my own hair.
Have you been just shaving the sides or what?
Yeah, and that's like all I do. So I figure just like another life skill I could knock off the table. Like,
what am I gonna just shave?
Cut your own hair like occasionally.
Am I gonna shave the sides of my head, dude? No,
I mean, well, yeah.
It's not gonna. Am I gonna walk around in a Nike fucking baseball cap and a
like
flannel with my sides shaved?
It's definitely just the style. Like the top of my head is really the only thing I need for like my braids. So like I've always just had like a straight like buzz cut, and other than like trying to get close to like the sides and a little in the back is where it's not super great. But other than that, I think it did an alright job. But it's just like it's easy work. You literally just like try to be careful like around your hairline up top. But
I mean, you can rock it though. You got the head shape and you got like the hair for it too. Like your hair's curly as fuck.
Oh yes,
dude. My hair, like
most of the time.
I look like I'm probably gonna be bald in the next 5 years. Like that's what I look like. I can't rock that hairstyle. My head's shaped like an egg. My head's shaped like an egg.
And fingers crossed. I don't think there's ever a point in my life where I'll be bald. And I can at least celebrate that. I have fucking
I can almost guarantee you're not going to be bald.
Thick Guatemalan ass hair.
We're getting off topic here. We got to talk about
COVID-19. Yes, sir.
Got to talk about COVID.
I mean, it's all. I did say a quick side little branch topic. Yes, let's get back to the matters at hand.
So, along with the COVID-19 thing, do you think it was created by China or do you think it's naturally occurring? Do you think it was just some naturally occurring virus? Personally,
I don't think.
I want to know what you. I want to find out what you know. I want to be your psychiatrist for a minute.
And
be your drunk psychiatrist.
The drunk psychiatry. I think that personally, they would not have just like went loose on the world with like this kind of a damning pandemic without any cure. And I feel like if they did, a cure would have been found by now. But what I do believe, and
okay, why do you think that? Why do you think a cure would have been found by now?
Because like if someone has sequenced the genomes, if somebody has like put this virus through the work in a virology lab, and has found it doesn't. Okay, maybe China's ready to tank because they're so goddamn overpopulated, and obviously they did take like a pretty drastic hit before the government just said like, stay the fuck inside, or we're gonna kill you, or if you're sick, we're gonna drag you to like this government mandated hospital so we can monitor you. And like, okay, like China literally went like the most draconian like shit with this. China took this disease by the balls and they said, we're not really gonna like tolerate any tomfoolery. We're gonna fuck around and crush it right here. And they did. And well, mostly. And they did
whoa.
a mostly good job.
You telling me that you think the numbers are real? Like no one else has coronavirus? It hasn't expanded?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Like, you think they're telling you, like, the straight-up truth? Oh,
No.
hell no.
No.
Oh, hell no.
You think only 87,000 people in the country of 2 billion people?
Where they're, like, fucking stacked on top of each other.
In, like, every city.
And, like, even China in, like, the last couple of days have come out and they said, like, our death totals, our infection numbers, like, has been mildly fudged. Mm-hmm. And, like, I can't even take them seriously when they say that. It's probably, like, greatly, like, manipulated. Like, the numbers are probably... But, like, this is... Okay. This is what I'm saying. I believe China... And this is, like, a little bit of a stretch, but from reading and looking up things... I don't believe China manufactured this disease and deliberately... Or I don't believe they manufactured it. I don't believe the United States government manufactured this. But I believe from the wet markets in China, once this virus was assessed and sequenced, because China was the first, I believe China was the first to sequence the virus. Wuhan was. The Virology Institute. I believe this was something they were working on, or at least observing. And when somebody like had it or had symptoms or anything of it, they just like let it go and let it run just to see, because I'm sure they've ran simulations, they've ran like damage caught, like everything. I'm sure they've assessed it the same way like the Bill Gates Foundation assessed like pandemic fucking capabilities and like damages to like populations or whatever. Shout out to Agenda 21. Fuck. But nah, I don't believe for a second that the United States put this out and would deliberately let their own people suffer without a cure. And I don't think China would either.
Okay.
And the fact that nobody beyond sequencing the virus has like come up with anything that can like help slow like the death toll, help influence the death toll. I don't believe anybody was like directly, fully, and like 100% responsible or all in on this.
Okay.
I think somebody in whatever government, and I want to put the finger mainly on China, I think someone knew of a spreading disease. And I think also because of something I read, whether you want to credit Fox or not, something I read that says China just wanted to be able to prove from especially a lot of their past like failures and misdirections with pandemics, they want to prove they can handle anything as well as we can. They want to handle like global catastrophes as well as the rest of the world, and they want to prove themselves on a world stage that doesn't like jeopardize their legitimacy as like people in charge. And that's the only reason why like they're not as fucked as us, because their government, the way they're run, the way their people think and act are vastly different than ours.
Yeah, vastly different. We promote freedom where they promote
And I just want to say, we promote freedom to a certain fucking extent. And I want to tell anybody right now that if you believed when they first announced that first, like, monthly shutdown order, anyone in a high-power situation knew the vast majority of the American people cannot handle, like, you're going to stay inside for 4 months. So they're just going to, like, divvy this out month by month. And I almost guarantee it. I don't even know. I don't have.
So you think they're going to go month by month? Like they're going to say, "Oh
I
yeah, we stayed."
I don't know if it's the full 4, but I do really believe that the higher power of reason is going to come up and say we shouldn't deliberately open everything up. We should keep the same like restrictions and like impose the same rules going through May. And I believe like maybe the last. Like,
so you think that's going to happen, right?
I believe so. And I don't. Just from what I've seen, I don't think that May is going to be when the economy fully opens. And you said it's like the 24th, 25th, maybe the 26th. We're like 7 to 5 days away from May 1st.
Yeah.
And
it's the 26th today.
Assuming, like 5 days away from May 1st. And assuming that, well, maybe, I don't know fucking many days or whatever the hell a month is. But
There's 31 days.
I don't think the governors are going to stand in the way, but I don't think they're going to green light anybody for like a safe reopening.
I think what's going to happen due to these protests, I think what's going to happen is that we're just going to open everything. I think like these protests are going to take a huge toll on like everyone, you know, like who's not working, and then like everyone in Congress. Like these protests are going to take a massive toll on them, and they're going to have to make a decision, and their only decision to make is, fuck it, we have to open up.
And
like,
it's a rush decision, and it's only because a rush decision. It's just like, I don't know who the hell it is. I can't tell you. Like, I think I know who the hell it is.
No, it is a rush decision.
It's the same like kind of issue. Like you're pitting like the same sort of people from like the same sort of backgrounds against each other to force like legislation to get passed. And whether or not it's like the legislation you're gambling on, that's kind of the roll of the dice. But like you kind of incite this kind of shit.
100%.
To like try to get stuff going across, and whether or not it's like for the benefit of everybody or for the benefit of like your party or whatever riders you have on it. Like, I don't believe as of right now we're working in the best interest for everybody involved in this gigantic sort of spectrum.
100% not. We're not doing that. But what I'm saying is like I think it's going to be due to these protests. I think these protests of people who don't really understand like how a virus spreads,
like how long it can live,
how long it works, and stuff like that. They could say the death toll is approximately around the flu, and that's because we kept that's because like due to our actions that we've already taken, we've kept all the old people away from coronavirus. We've kept all the people who are, you know, susceptible to dying from the coronavirus, we've kept them away. And then when we open this all back up, everyone's going to have the sense that we're comfortable and that we're free to do whatever we need. And then next thing you know, we're going to be, you know, just as ridden with the coronavirus
right back,
as New York.
New York State will be right back in the situation it was. And like beaches in like Jacksonville have already like reopened and shit.
But I think it's going to take like a month. I think it's going to take like a month to realize
before it really gets bad. I would agree with you there.
I don't think it's going to get. I think it's just going to double of what it is.
Like the graph, I believe. Like we went, like it spiked. We're making efforts to drop it, but as soon as we like start to allow like unnecessary shit to go on, it's just gonna catapult back up.
I just want the gym to open back up.
Like, I do too. I really would love the gym to open back up.
I
do believe like anybody who is like who honestly believes, and I'll say this right now, any of my friends, anyone whoever the hell might be listening, anyone who believes the coronavirus has been in like the States for like 10 months prior to this is a retard.
Why do you say that?
Because we've already acknowledged this is a complete different virus than the flu, and maybe not while we were readily prepared to test the differences between this and the flu. And while I do believe that like the flu death toll is high, very, very scarily high, mostly because of corona deaths being lumped into it. If you believe that you've had the coronavirus like any time past like maybe December, January, then you're a retard. Because this is not it's not the same kind of thing. It doesn't attack the same kind of things. It doesn't get as severe as like the fucking flu.
It gets more severe than the flu.
It's like it's very similar,
but only for certain people.
And that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like a lot of the flu deaths this year were lumped in with corona. But, like, anyone who's trying to tell me that this thing has been around longer than maybe late December, pushing January, is, like, dumb, living in their own, like, stupid world. Like, I've seen millions of posts that are just like, oh, remember when you were sick in, like, October or November or September and, like, you thought you were dying? Yeah, that was the coronavirus. Why are they worried about it? It's like, no, it wasn't. You were just, like, fucking sick.
How do you know though? How are you so sure that something that has flu-like symptoms that can lay dormant in people can lay dormant in most people? Like that's the thing.
Yes, there are mild to no symptoms in most people carrying, and most of the younger people no afflictions carrying. And well, I'll agree with that. That's what I said before. Like I believe the death toll for the flu is as high as it is because we lumped in many corona deaths with that.
But the flu the flu death toll is in line with like what it's been in past years.
All I'm saying is from the data I've seen from like the lethality of this disease, this and the flu is not the same thing.
No, they're different.
Early on, it can start like that, and I guess like what I will acknowledge is like this might have been around longer than like American media outlets or whatever the hell like first like brought this shit out first and foremost. Was like it was probably a little more predominant than we even thought. 100%. Like it wouldn't have spread as bad as it has if it wasn't.
Yeah.
But
so you don't think it's possible?
I don't think from the way this virus reacts, and even though it's mutated twice, as far as we know, I don't believe that you could look at this sort of thing and be presented the kind of problems you are now, the uncertainty before like all of the shit really hit the fan. I don't believe you can just blatantly like wrap like that whole thing up in like other things. Like there's no way that a virus that is worse than the flu and that has a tendency to like get worse than the flu, especially if you have like like people die from like the flu all the time, especially if they have like underlying medical condition. It has nothing normal.
Respiratory systems, organ failure, stuff like that. Like,
but like
100% is caused by the flu.
The kinds of failures in your body, like it attacks different things. And like what I'm saying is, even though it has mutated, and I'll acknowledge that it has mutated, I don't believe there's no way something of this caliber, something that's worse than something we already know of, could fly under the radar for so long. And I'm not saying that we definitely let this fly on unprotected, because we didn't. We definitely did. Washington State was a cesspool. New York City is a cesspool.
100%. Queens has like 46,000 cases.
Louisiana.
Kings itself has
New Orleans
39,000 cases.
But yeah.
Los Angeles itself has 19,000 cases, and they've been on quarantine for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, this isn't easy to hide, and it's something along the lines of something we haven't seen before. And if it was so easy to lump in, if it's so easy to lump in with something we would have had before, then it wouldn't even become its own thing. And I feel like while we were underprepared and not adept to understand like the severity of how this is ravaging us as a society, I don't think that you can just blatantly say like this has been around like 6-8 months before like the news started covering it really. So I remember the first time like this virus and when it was in China. I remember watching it
February,
and monitoring
January, like December.
In China. I remember the first couple cases in the United States, all out of Washington State. And I'm just saying, like, this is a different entity. This is not something we've necessarily seen before. It's similar, and especially similar because of all the other coronaviruses we've seen before, but something of this magnitude cannot simply fly under the radar. While there is a certain degree of error, we cannot necessarily just lump everything into one sort of case because we think we know everything. Okay. And I really do believe the people running our virology institutes, the CDC, anybody along those sort of lines, anybody looking at this and watching this, they had to have seen this as something different.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with your case. Honestly, I do.
And I believe that anyone trying to say that this has been around since like the fucking fall is just some sort of delusionist believing that we're closing everything down and like limiting everything just because we're fuckers and we're trying to do something sneaky shit. No, this is actually like a real fucking issue.
No, yeah. But you know 100%. What? So it's not necessarily off topic, but it's not necessarily on the same topic that you were talking about.
Oh, bring it on, baby.
Dude, I was at Walmart. It was today. I was at Walmart today. And I was at Walmart today picking up some stuff for my cat or my new kitty. Shout out to Harley.
Shout out to Harley. I love that fucking kitty.
Oh, so cute. It's the cutest kitty. But anyway, I was at Walmart and I saw a fucking crocheted mask. A crocheted like face mask. Like a mask that you put on your face to keep fluids from your fucking mouth and your body from coming out.
Yeah.
And it bothers me. It really fucking bothers me that everybody thinks that they need to wear a mask for their own safety Because if you were...
no, like a mask is only designed to protect you from like spraying all that coughing, sneezing shit from other people. A mask is only like designed and used if you think you're sick and you want to protect other people from getting infected around you. A mask, any kind of mask, does not protect you from getting outside like airborne pathogens, anything like that. It doesn't help you at all.
The only mask that works is an N95 mask.
I was gonna say, I think the N95 is like because I have that fucking that shit. I think that those
they seal to your face. They legitimately seal.
Yeah,
like,
but
right
like
to your skin.
no, like all those fucking like surgical whatever the hell, like they're like paper thin.
But I saw a crocheted mask. Like there's more holes in the mask than fucking yarn.
Oh,
a crocheted mask. Like the same thing your grandma would make
that's
crochet to make like
mindless
a scarf.
Programming shit I'm talking about. Like people want to like freak out so much, and it's not even our government spearing this. It's like radically, it's like whatever.
It's just
the hell.
people.
Yeah, it's
just
like people freaking people out because of a lack of transparency and a lack of like trust in the government. And I've got something to be said about the relationship between the people and the government, but I also believe that our population as a whole, sorry America, you're stupid. Like literally, like all the people going out buying disinfecting wipes, toilet paper, like
no, that's smart. That's not buying all the toilet paper.
Yeah, like,
in
okay,
bulk,
yes,
that's stupid.
Yes. Obviously,
how much toilet paper are you gonna go through?
And like I'm not even gonna lie. I went to Walmart. I looked for disinfecting wipes. I looked for hand sanitizer because that's something you want. That's something that will help. I can't say it won't help, but buying everything else so nobody can have anything else in like the hopes and beliefs that this is going to save you and give you like a free pass through this whole thing. It's not, because
not
won't.
Even a chance.
It won't. No.
The idea to buy all the toilet paper is the dumbest fucking idea that anyone has thought of in the entire.
God, dude,
the fact that like there was someone that bought like 10,000 rolls of toilet paper and tried to return them, and like Walmart was like, no, go fuck yourself.
Like, I think I seen that same thing. It's like I also think it's funny when like people like buy all those things in bulk and like try to sell them in like parking lots, and I see like videos of sheriffs just rolling up like, you're fucked.
Oh yeah.
You want to be a dirtbag, you can just keep all that shit. No one wants anything to do with you. But.
No, but yeah, I went and bought hand sanitizer. I went and bought I bought a package of toilet paper because I only had one roll left. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I bought a package of toilet paper and a package of, like, disinfectant wipes and, like, a package of paper towels. And that wasn't because I heard about this. That was because, like, I needed those fucking things. And I'm one human being, and I can function without paper towels. Like, I just have to wash towels often. Get off your fucking phone. We're on a podcast, you cocksucker. Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm sorry. I gotta deal with like lady issues.
Lady issues? Well, we're on a podcast, so the lady issues have to wait, my dog. Sorry to say. Dude, I can see you on your phone. You're not sneaky. This computer doesn't hide shit, all right?
Well, I know, because we're on a fucking big screen right there. But, I figured I'd honor your wishes and, like, quickly wrap up my own personal dealings. Put it away and, like, fully engage with you. You don't think I'm not listening to you, you bastard.
Well, I feel like you're not when you have your phone out.
Well,
Would you take your phone out if you were talking to the president?
No, because it's the president of the United States, and I'm probably there for, like...
DT talking to Donald Trump.
DT, baby. Donnie, see, I like. You know what? You say whatever you want about Donald Trump, but he's funny as fuck.
He's so fucking hilarious.
You look at any fucking interview ever, like,
any tweet,
just like this is the greatest trade deal, and he's like, oh my god, there's never been a greater trade deal. Just like, and hearing him trying to defend himself about like all this fucking like tweets
shit, dude.
And like it's like fake news. Like, well, you said that. Like, what are you standing? I don't stand by anything. Like fucking dude. Evan showed me an interview of him like the other day, and he like literally said it's like, you said all this and this. Like, what do you mean? I don't stand by anything.
Yeah, dude. He told the world to possibly ingest or inject
and sarcastically or not, he has to know, like, and like I said before, enough of the American populace is fucking dumbass idiots. Like, they're gonna do it. Well, like, people ate Tide Pods, for goddamn sake.
Dude, those were mostly like that was more of a challenge.
Those are like toxins. Don't put Tide Pods in your body. It's like bleach.
Dude, we put spoonfuls of cinnamon in our mouth.
Are you
Do you not?
like
no, hold on. No. Much different.
Cinnamon are like worse than like Tide Pod chemicals.
They're much different.
Really?
Much different.
Really.
Much.
Okay, so
it's
if they're much
so
if they're much different,
listen to me.
Why are you comparing?
Just listen to me.
Yes, sir.
They're much different, but it was strictly for the torture factor. I don't legitimately think that anyone who put a Tide Pod in their mouth actually ate what came out of that Tide Pod. I don't think that happened. I think they put them in their mouth, they popped them,
extensive videos,
and they let the shit drip out.
Okay, all right.
I think that was like
I have
the goal.
seen a lot of those.
Yes,
that's probably why like millions of people didn't die. But
exactly.
I don't know.
But with the cinnamon challenge, like the whole goal was for you to swallow a mouthful of cinnamon.
Like I just like torture factor, but like the toxicity of cinnamon compared to whatever the hell they're putting in Tide Pods, I feel like it's a little different. Like I would. Okay, you might be able to find like one or two, but I would dare you to find people who died from the cinnamon challenge.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
I can probably guarantee like no one died from the cinnamon challenge.
Well,
and I'm not going to look it up either because my keyboard typing skills are pretty subpar right now at this moment in time.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. But what I'm saying is like we've done these challenges forever. Even the planking challenge, there was some factor of like
kind of stupid bullshit
of unsafety or even like torture factor to it. Like people would plank.
Definitely, people would do fucking planking like the middle of like the worst like inconvenience. Like you'd probably put yourself at risk, but whatever, do it for the internet. Fuck.
They'd be planking on top of like highway roads and shit. I saw a dude planking on top of a McDonald's sign that was like 35 feet in the air. Dude, like come on, that's not smart at all.
Just risking your life for something that might not even
3
get
stories
you, like,
up,
internet famous.
3 stories up with 35 feet McDonald's sign. It's just it's ridiculous. And how did we get on this topic? I forgot. Do you want another beer? Did you finish your natty?
I did finish my natty. I'd love another beer. We were talking about internet challenges, but before that, we were comparing. I'm
down to Bush and natty. What do you want?
Give me whatever. Surprise me, daddy. Ooh, got that latte. Yeah, fuck it. We probably start a new tangent.
New tangent? I mean, I still wanted to talk about the coronavirus.
Well, if you can... Oh, yes. Well, let's bring it back to that. Because we just keep, like, derailing from the coronavirus. Well, you know, this is your talk show. If this is sort of like a talk show. Talk show-esque thing.
Because I'm coming out and doing a monologue every show.
So I was gonna say, like,
and the shows are half an hour.
If this is like a talk show format, like, please give me questions.
It's a podcast format, you cocksucker.
Well, you know what? You can have a talk show on a podcast.
Can you?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Well,
I don't know about that.
Even fucking watch like those kind of things, like you just listen to them. It's background noise.
True, it is just background noise.
People talk.
That's really all this is.
Yeah, this is essentially what this is. Anybody that might be listening to us, hello, you're sexy, but yeah, what are you doing? Not paying attention to us. You're not seeing us.
You know Alec, right?
The Martins.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he. Sorry. That's all right. He told me he was like listening to this shit, and he's like he drives a lot for work, and he told me he was listening to the podcast, and he got like really interested in like the COVID-19 shit because he's listened to a lot of podcasts about that.
Yeah, me too. 100%.
But I asked him, I was like, but like the other part of the podcast you didn't listen to, right? And he's like, well, no, I was driving. I was like, well, yeah, like that's the point of this podcast. It's for people to occasionally like.
I mean, baby, all you need is streams. Like, fuck, if these people like certain segments, fuck them. Like, we'll take them for the segments. But like, as long as you're listening to this full force, like, shit, you'll get your numbers up, my friend.
Honestly,
that's all you need.
I don't even really care about the numbers. Like, I don't ask people to listen to this. I broadcast it on my Snapchat because
I've only ever seen this. Like, you've never like direct messaged me, and as far as I know, anybody, like, you might have self-promoted yourself on your story a couple times, but you're not like one of those people that are like, hey, check this out, I just uploaded something new, like, go like this, go share that. Like, yeah, any of that. No, you're not like that.
I could give a shit less if literally no one else listened to it. The thing I find the most fun about it is that it's fun to do. Like doing this podcast is
I love
blast.
this right now. This is probably like the most fun I've had in like the past month of quarantine. Like, this is fantastic.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And if you're looking for a co-host, personality, like we can get personality, we might be able to get this like shit going. But no, for whatever we got right now this is nice. I enjoy this. Podcasting is actually more fun than I thought.
Yeah, it is a blast. And I mean, it's not the fact that like we're on camera, because right now this camera's not streaming to anything. Like,
oh no,
the only thing it's going to stream to is it's going to upload to YouTube, and we can make some edits later. It doesn't matter. What I'm saying, like, having these genuine conversations is so rare now. So rare amongst, like, just people being out in public. Like, imagine if we were, like, if this whole coronavirus thing wasn't going on, and we were sitting at Texas Roadhouse, you'd be on your fucking phone like you are right now, you cocksucker.
Oh, yes, sir.
You fucking cocksucker. I was trying to prove a point, and you fucking proved the other part of my point to me.
Motherfucking Roadhouse.
Yeah, we could be.
Shout out Marlena, get me beer.
We could be at Texas Roadhouse right now. I could have a rack of ribs in front of me. You could have a steak in front of you, and we could be having a genuine conversation.
Yes.
But guess what?
What's that?
We're on quarantine, and we can't.
Yeah.
We can't go get a steak. We can't get ribs. Well, we can, but we'd have to bring them home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I do almost. I took for granted almost. I mean, like, I miss sitting down. I
want to sit down at a goddamn Mexican restaurant, dog.
I want to go to Pedro's, get myself a giant-ass margarita.
Shout out to Pedro's.
Shout out to Pedro's and your margaritas, alcohol special, all that. But,
thing tastes like those plastic pops. What are the popsicles inside of the
bomb pops or whatever?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You have to like cut the top because like they're in this plastic sleeve.
Yeah.
Those popsicles are the fucking bomb, and their margaritas taste dead ass like those popsicles. Weird as that is, like they do, and they're delicious. Every margarita I've had from Pedro's has been like perfect.
I tried to get one on my birthday, but like I took way too long and like trying to get my license like renewed and everything. So I went in there. I showed him my old one that was void. He's like, "I know you're 21 today because your like license says, or your void license says under 18. I can't serve you because it's like a law."
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
you have to bring them like that piece of paper.
I get that. It's
fucking greasy, Minnesota.
Yeah, I was just like, "Yay, we only came here so I could get margarita drunk, and like we can't even do that. So now we just have to pay money for your food."
Cocksuckers.
Yeah,
I mean, I love Pedro's. There's actually a Mexican place in Fargo. I don't think it's called Habaneros. I want to say it is, but I don't think it is. It's fucking
Gilberto's.
Delicious. Oh my god, dude.
Shout out Gilberto's.
I got food from there when I was hanging out with Kelly, and straight up, that food was arguably the best Mexican food I've ever had in my life. Not the burrito, but the guac and the queso and the enchilada that I also ate because I'm a fat fuck.
And the enchilada.
The burrito wasn't that great. The burrito was pretty subpar, but like everything else was just like, holy shit. I was like, they made this? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, this tasted like a god pissed it out, or a god took like shit this out. Like this is gold. Like this is green gold. This is white queso gold. Like this is they could go national with this shit. This is like McDonald's style deliciousness, addictiveness. It's
just unruly.
Unfucking
ruly. Motherfucking ruly.
You think so?
I just have to piss.
Sucker.
I didn't know what the hell.
We're not pausing for you to piss.
That's
you didn't have to type it into your fucking Snapchat search bar and tell me pause.
I didn't want to.
All sneaky,
I
like
didn't want to.
Like everyone on camera wasn't gonna fucking notice you showing me your phone for the first time in 2 hours. Go take a piss. I'll talk.
Maybe they're fucking dumb. Who knows?
My viewers.
And you know, maybe you just fucking blew the whole lid out the circle by just like acknowledging that you just got a hidden message to pause your stream because you could have before, but you just cut it.
I never cut anything. What are you talking about?
All right.
Jason
Richards.
This is. Did you say Jason Richards? This is gonna be legitimately the first podcast that I ever have to edit for any reason whatsoever.
That's awesome.
This is going to be the first one because...
I'm your first, baby. And I promise to be gentle.
I promise to be gentle. That motherfucker. So I've known Gabe probably my entire life. Like, I've known him ever since we became, like, really good friends. In middle school, I didn't know him in elementary school. He went to a Catholic school called Queen of Peace. But the first time I met him was in middle school, I think sixth or seventh grade. And he's been one of my good friends. He's been one of my good friends throughout the years, and I'm probably going to have him on multiple podcasts, so you guys can expect to have him here. And that mic, that's not my mic, that's his mic. That's a Blue Yeti. It is silver, I do understand that, but that is a Blue Yeti mic. And he uses that for his like recording and all that other shit that he does. I'm actually excited to hear that because I know this kid can rap, and I've said that about other people. Shout out to KP Skizzo, actually. KP Skizzo is like probably one of my most famous. He is the most famous person I personally know. He's relatively successful when it comes to a lot of his raps. I've heard quite a few of his songs. I love his songs. They're great. But I hope Gabe could get on that same train. And if he can, that would be wonderful. What are you doing, buddy? You gonna go back to your mic real quick?
What kind of train you shit talking to me for?
I'm not talking to you, not shit talking to you about anything. I talked about your mic, and then I talked about your recording stuff, and then I mentioned KP Skizzo.
Oh,
yeah, Keegan. I fucking miss that kid, dude. He was probably one of the funniest people in all of Cloquet.
You wasn't shit talking to me then, boy?
No, I wasn't shit talking anyway. Well, we can go back through later.
I appreciate you like the fact my mic is kind of nice.
Oh, it's a nice fucking... It's way better than this one. Much better than this one.
You have to like hear. And as far as like the KP Skizzo rumors are...
Rumors? Like what rumors?
Not rumors. But as far as like KP Skizzo goes, I haven't really listened to his music. He might have some good songs. Might have some good bars.
Dude, he's got some good bars.
Did everything with his sister. Will not hold back from that. And that's all. That's what I have in my rumors. Will not hold back from that fact. But as an artist,
I gotta be honest, he had a good looking sister. Like
he did have a pretty good looking sister.
She's a very attractive female. Let's put it that way.
And yeah, I don't know. Like
those good genes.
Those good genes. I have not really listened to like KP Skizzo's music. I can appreciate he has a song for the area. I can appreciate he reps for the area, plays in the area. I don't really listen to him. I don't know enough about him as a person to make a direct like definitive decision about him. Yeah. I have nothing against him. Probably a good guy. Probably has some bars. Give him a listen. But like I don't know what the hell he's got.
Oh, dude, he used to freestyle like crazy. Me and Chase, shout out at Greasy Greg. Shout out to Chase's podcast.
Shout out Greasy Greg.
Chase actually was the person that introduced me to Keegan. And believe it or not, like Keegan and Chase are pretty close knit. But they're more. Chase. They were like probably best friends out of all the people in Cloquet. Like Keegan became best friends with Chase out of like everyone else in Cloquet. And then like I think I was probably like second or third in that aspect because I hung out with Keegan quite a bit.
Yes, sir.
But when we were in Chase's garage, and Keegan was freestyling to like a bunch of different songs. Like this was when we were like probably 15, 16, 17 years old, and Keegan was like freestyling to like I think it was like 10 different songs. He freestyled to them on Chase's phone. They were making recordings. They would play the beat on Chase's phone, and Keegan would freestyle over that beat. So it sounded like absolute garbage. Like it sounded like shit. But being there in that moment, being drunk in that moment with them was like surreal.
Oh, no,
honestly, like, surreal.
Especially, I have major respect for that because I'm probably not half the artist like he is now. He's had like, and not saying
he opened for Waka Flocka.
I don't know about that.
He did. He opened for Waka Flocka in Atlanta.
I'm not saying
he opened for Waka, dude.
I'm not saying that there's any disrespect in like taking advice or like counsel from other people, but he's obviously had some people that can like help him like build on like his flow, be able to write.
What do you mean?
Like concretely. Well, like okay. And I would like to say this, no hate or nothing, but like if you were actually like a Keefe Schizo fan, especially like early on, if you listen to the difference in maybe not only like the music production, but like just like the delivery, the flow, the style. Like he definitely like once he joined those guys like down the cities, once he had like help from other artists, he definitely could like hone his craft and like build more on like his like songwriting abilities. And that's and like no hate, 100% love our own, but like that's not something you could pick it up on his own. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so he didn't like.
And like no one necessarily learned. Okay, and if you want to get like that, no, 100% no. I told you before, I have no problem with him and anything he does. Like I like Keegan. I haven't like took the time out of myself to listen to his music, and that might be at my fault. But like I just would like to make that very directly clear. I have no problem with Keegan. I don't.
I fucking love Keegan.
I don't like. Well, I've never hung out with him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if
I've like never actually hung out with him. I have nothing against his music career. I want like anybody like from around our area to thrive. And like I said, he's had songs like about like the area and shit. Like, oh, she's trying to put us on too. But like, Cloquet Love, baby. And like I'm not trying to like dog whatever he's done. He's obviously accomplished a lot for someone who's been like around here and like what he's gone through. He's definitely accomplished a lot.
100%. He used to live at that old motel that fucking got torn down.
Like
right next to Applebee's.
Fucking Ann Law, God bless her soul, like brought him home from the high school.
Wait,
to
what do
the
you mean?
Driftwood Apartments. Like from like track practice or whatever, like I brought Keegan home from like the high school with like the Driftwood Apartment wherever he was staying, like in town or whatever.
You would bring, or Ann would?
Well, I was there obviously, but it was my mom driving.
Oh, so this was like early high school.
Early, yeah.
Okay. No shit, really? The Driftwood Apartment?
Yeah, Driftwood.
And you never hung out with Keegan, not once.
No, like I would literally just talk to him in like a school setting. Like we never like hung out in person. That's why I'm saying like I have nothing against him. I don't like have anything against him. I'm sure he's like making good music because he's obviously making waves.
Yeah.
But like I've never listened to him. But like what I would really love to reiterate is that we have never had any beef. Like there's no bad love, and I love everything he's done. I just haven't listened to his music.
I would recommend doing it. I would. Because he's got like a different... It's not like a different type of style. It's just fresh. It's just like a fresh like take on things.
I'm like, I know that boy, dude. Like, that's someone I want to support. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Like, that's one of us.
100%.
I mean... And like from Vegas, whatever, like maybe you don't want to check line yourself from Minnesota niggas, but like I'm saying like that, he's one of us.
Did you just say the N word on my podcast?
I did. Niggas. I guess I hard R, but I'm not going to because I'm not. Well, I don't know. We don't know. We're not totally sure. But I can say niggas.
I mean, I'd probably. Like,
I guess like my only justification for that is like if you've heard a word enough times, and especially when it's been used to put you down or to put you at a disposition from somebody else, I believe you have a full right to say that in any sort of sense, and. Whether or not you totally understand that or not, I've definitely been put down, put at a disadvantage, been made to feel like it's something lesser because I'm not, and I don't even say it because I don't even like the hard R, but like, yeah, just because of my skin tone, like I've been lumped into like everything.
Really? Well, like, I mean, everything. you're Guatemalan, we know that, but I think you might be half black too.
Well, I would say half might be stretching, but maybe a quarter.
Maybe
that almost might be even stretching too, but like
I'd say due to your traits, because like your hair is not like generally like, South or not South American,
Southern,
or
South or Central American.
It's
yes,
Central.
I am not the average looking person for like people of my demographic, and like I can realize that with any definitive like DNA proof, I can't really back up like stuff like I would like to talk about, but at the same time, it's just like I'm not. So I'm like, I don't know. I ain't like that. I ain't about that.
So what you said is you've been lumped into that group. before you've been called an N-word. Like
okay, thank you. And you brought me back to like my main rallying point.
Yeah.
Like I don't like take this shit in vain. I don't think that anything is like cute, funny, like caught chasing, anything like that. But I'm saying is when you have heard this word, you've been put down by like something definitive, and I have.
Really? I didn't know that.
And like the worst of it was when I was younger, but like
really,
but like growing up,
wow.
like I've always heard of it, and even like if it's like a joke, sort of like funny setting, like it's still like it's not something you'd say to anyone else.
No,
and I guess that is what is like stuck with me, and like maybe I'm almost out of pocket, like stepping up, but like I'm just saying, like if I've heard something, and especially when I'm not saying it in the same connotation or even the same like pronunciation, you hear something to like put you down, put you in a box, like lump you into some sort of destitute, undesirable kind of group of people. Like I don't believe there's anything wrong with me saying that.
No, I don't,
because I can tell you, I can tell anyone that's listening right now that I have definitely heard it, been trying to put by it, drug through the mud by it, and it's just like I don't use that freely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't just throw it around.
No,
and anybody that knows me is just like I'm not gonna come up to anybody like disrespect any sort of thing. I'm very like. I at least try to be very acknowledgeable of like everybody around me and like all the certain ambiances and like social like standards, all that kind of crap. But like I'm just saying, like if anybody like really has a problem with me that might not be proven to be like black or whatever, because like I haven't had that fucking DNA test, and like
we should do a 23andMe. We should do a GoFundMe for 100% for you.
But I'm just saying is that like. I would love people to like try to tell me I can't say this, and I would love to see if they've had similar experiences as me. I would love to see that somebody has also been like brought down or like personally or like deliberately brought down by the use of this word directed toward themselves.
Yeah,
and like it's one thing to be black and have like. Deliberate like whatever the hell you're against, like say like not even hard R, just like anything like that. It's not unusual, but for that to be your only characteristic, that only kind of personality trait, the only reason that you hate the use of that word is because you are lumped in with them, then you're dumb, because you got to realize that like more people than you realize, like, and I might not even be, but like it's been something that's been thrown in my face, not only from since I've young, but like basically since I've been growing up. Like it's just like even jokes.
Yeah, like I remember, you remember Mickey, right?
Yeah.
You know Mickey.
I do.
Yeah, like even he takes offense to the word, and he's like 100% Native American.
Oh, like 100% Native.
Yeah, but it still affects him. It still affects him 100%.
It's like any kind of terminology you'd use against somebody who's not white, and that's kind of what I feel like with him. And like,
oh yeah, I read like a book back in like high school about somebody who escaped as like a light-skinned slave, and like even as a light-skinned, like this woman who had escaped as a light-skinned slave was almost white. She was like probably 90% white and like 10% black. But even then the police, public officials, and like people who had saw her in public called her the N-word and said like she should not be released due to this fact. And it, like even in
that can't prove my point more towards like what you said can't prove my point more than what I could say towards myself.
Exactly.
It's like you are lumped in, whether or not you like it or not. You're lumped into a certain group, and even if whether or not you identify like racially, because you're close enough, and especially in like demographic the area you're in, you're going to be like put through the ringer for it. And some people are honestly like spared like really like the really nastiness of that like fact.
Yeah, it's
some people are spared from like that lumping in, like you're just like, yeah, you are that.
I would hope people are spared in general. Like it's honestly disturbing to see like racism.
Oh, but it's not. And it's just like it's the same. That's what I'm saying. I think that's almost racism. It's like you just get lumped into like anybody who looks like you, acts like you,
that is racism.
Bear any sort of resemblance towards you.
That is 100% racism. To me, it is. And in my opinion, like the only reason I think that there's people who fear and like people who are racist against black people is because, or black people or brown people or anyone who's not white. Literally, there's people out there who are afraid of people who are not white. And I think that's generally because those people do not know anyone who is black or anyone who's brown or even yellow or whatever you want to, red, whatever.
Yeah.
Those people don't know anyone other than other white people. There was a guy who had converted however many KKK members. Jesus. And he, like, I've heard about him a lot. But he's a black guy that all he did was just talk to some KKK members. As a black man, he would just go and have a conversation with somebody who was a white supremacist, and he would just have a conversation with them. And he has gotten 300 plus people to renounce the KKK. 300 or 400 or 500 plus people, I think.
Yeah.
It's around that level, and it really shows you that like ignorance is bliss, right? Because as long as you're in the your little group, and as long as you guys are being ignorant, like you're not doing anything wrong, right? Like if you were to join the KKK and not have any idea that black people have emotions or feelings or like are human beings just like you, then the ignorance that you experience in that group is pretty bliss. So at that time, ignorance is bliss, right?
No, yes, sir.
I think is that what we should end on? We're sitting at about 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it goes fast.
Especially when you're drunk. I don't know, man. We could...
What do we want to keep talking? You want to keep going? We can. That's up to you.
Yeah. More content, my friend, if you're down.
Yeah, I'm absolutely down.
We can keep talking.
100%. So, like, that's what I think. I can't get his name up right now because for some reason the
Wi-Fi's being real slow or whatever.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi's being real fucked. I don't know what the deal is, but whatever. Who cares? But yeah, he's converted multiple KKK, and I think that's due to the ignorance. You know, I had a friend in college who talked a lot about his whole family, all hard construction workers. They were all like blue collar jobs, all relatively ignorant jobs. And then his sister got a job as a model. Got a modeling job. And he would tell me all the time, and he was in engineering school with me at ICC. He's like, I cannot believe how ignorant she is. Like the shit she says, she has no idea about the world around her. And I was like, well, yeah, man, ignorance is bliss. I was like, think if you were working a construction job right now and you never looked at the news and all you did was just go to work and then go home to your family. That's a pretty blissful life. That's a pretty, the fact that you can like check to see what new gadgets are out and then buy them and have the money to do so and support your family. Ignorance is pretty bliss. If you didn't know that Kim Jong-un, or if you didn't know about the coronavirus, like at all, right, and you were a healthy young adult, that's pretty bliss.
Not like a big popular area, yeah, you'd probably like go on mostly with your like kind of like we have.
Go on with your life.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
We've been living in this shit for like 2-3 weeks now, and like I know and I do believe they say when this whole shit is over, you will know 2 or 3 people who have died from coronavirus. But like, as of right now, like compared to
I don't know anybody.
Compared to how fucked it is in the rest of the world, like yeah, I don't know anybody either.
I
at least believe our small town will like at least be like semi-protected compared to like the cities. I don't even think the cities are hit that hard. Like
probably
hard
compared Minneapolis to like, won't be hit that hard.
Hard compared to like deaths,
Los Angeles,
like viral
or
deaths, and like yeah, all that.
New
shit,
York, like king and queens and shit like that. kings and queens and shit like that. Because I have the numbers still pulled up. Like,
you want to get me another something?
Yeah, Queens has had 3,374 deaths. Well,
Really?
they predicted. That's the thing. Like, people aren't realizing that, like, the U.S. government and, like, actual experts predicted this if it had gone untouched. If this had gone untouched completely, like, no quarantine whatsoever, the entire United States just went about their business. They believed we would have the same amount of death rate, percentage-wise, as the Spanish flu, which was roughly 2 to 3%. And 2 to 3% of the population in the U.S. dying, that's like 9 million to 10 million people.
But, like... Okay, and I could.
But that's a lot of people. That's
that's what I'm saying. I could be wrong here.
What did you want, by the way? Did you want a bush or a light?
What did I have the last?
I got about half of each. What do you want?
Give me a light.
Give you a light?
Give me a light, sir. But no, like. Ah, goddamn, you're making me think, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm making you think while you drink. Don't worry, there's a couch you can pass out on here.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But it's weird, right? It is weird because 1 to 2% or 2 to 3% does not seem like a lot. That doesn't seem like a lot, does it?
Okay, thank you. You brought me actually back to my point across. Like, I heard, like, at least the cases in the U.S. were pushing, like, and I don't have, like, definitive, like, I can't back this up, like,
hold
other things
on.
I've said.
Can you talk about this for, like, 30 seconds? Because I got to take a piss.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks, buddy.
All right, you're welcome.
I'm not going to be able to hear you, but the viewers will.
Well, someone will hear me. This dirty bastard cut me off, and I gotta think of what I'm at. Oh yeah, it's like death percentages. And what I'm saying is, like, I don't have any, like, sort of definitive, like, ultimative proof. But, like, what I think from what I've seen and what I've tried to, like, look up is that our death rate is approaching or past 10%. And in a pandemic, and maybe because we're underprepared, underfunded, like, utilized, or whatever the hell, government has failed us immensely. But all that beside, if a death rate can reach 10% or greater, it's pretty fucked for, like, a lot of the other population. And I think that because, like, we have, like, 50, like, K deaths in, like a 200,000, like, death or, like, whatever the hell infection rate confirmed market is, and it's bad. The United States, like, literally makes up at this point 1/4 of all corona deaths in, like, the United States, or in, like, the entire world, and that's bad.
1/4?
I'm pretty sure,
like a whole quarter.
I'm pretty sure.
That's because I don't think China's actually producing, like.
Well,
the
yes,
right
obviously, like, China. Okay, China, you can't trust. China's obviously gonna, like, fake this shit, and which is why I believe that China, like, kind of let this thing slide just so they can prove they can go toe to toe with us, but which is really fucked. But not like I swear to God, like, we are at least 1/4 or close to 1/4 of all deaths. We have, like, 50,000 deaths worldwide, and I think that there's, like, 200,000, yeah, whatever,
206,000 total deaths.
But still, yeah, and like, those numbers were basically like 1/4 of, like, the deaths in the world. That's bad.
Well, New York City
is a fucking New York City is a fucking cesspool.
New York City in general, New York City alone has 17,280 deaths.
Yeah, they're fucked.
That's crazy.
They didn't, yeah.
Out of 206,000 deaths, that's roughly, like, what, 10%? That's almost 10%.
Yeah, roughly.
That's literally 9%.
Like, that's what I was telling, like, the people before. Like, if a virus, like, that kind of thing reaches, like, 10%, goes up from 10%, like, that's very bad for us.
Oh yeah.
Crucially bad.
Of the total deaths, like, look at the U.S. compared to, like, Europe and Asia.
How few African shits there are. Like, I do believe this is engineered.
You think so?
Look at the fucking map, dude.
What do you think was engineered? Like the spread or like the virus itself?
Okay, well, I guess I can't say engineered, but I think this thing was let loose or like let to go on a lot longer than.
Because what's going to happen is like we're going to go back to normal eventually, right?
Eventually,
we're going to go back to like what we were before. We're going to open up businesses.
Entirely.
We're going to open up restaurants. I feel like it's all going to happen with like the snap of a finger. It's
like,
all going to happen at one day.
Like if they decide to open up it in May, it will be like snap decision. But what I'm saying is a restaurant that could typically hold 50 people, because of this, they might only want to hold 25.
Okay. That would be reasonable.
I mean, that would be reasonable, but like
social. Can
you understand like the gratitude of what that happens to our economy?
I mean,
and obviously we've been fluctuating up and down.
But
like if we're saying we want to try to get back to where it was, I don't believe no one is comfortable to like try to open up where we were, try to be where we were again.
Not even close.
No, especially when we don't have a vaccine. Like maybe when we have like a definitive vaccine, like everything kind of return back to normal. But like
if we have a vaccine, we can treat it almost like the flu.
As of right now,
basically like the flu.
Even if we're over the hump, even if we like slow the curve or whatever the hell we're trying to do, it will still be like a factor.
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be exponential. You know what I mean? But like, if you look at like the confirmed cases, it's not exponential. If you look at the linear graph, like it was supposed to be exponential. That was the idea. That was what mathematicians and microbiologists and people who understand viruses, like virologists and stuff like that, or virologists, I don't know, one of the two.
Virologists.
Yeah, virologists. They understand viruses. They understand how they spread. They understand the whole point behind them. And they expected it to be an exponential curve. They expected us to hit 3 million by the end of March. But we haven't even hit 3 million yet. We're still at 2,970,000 cases.
I think social distancing measures have been working wonders, but yes.
We've lineared the graph to keep it straight, to keep it in a straight line.
But we haven't like flattened the curve.
It's never going to flatten. No matter what we do, it's never going to flatten. The only way it would flatten is if people agreed and actually did stay home. If the whole United States was like California, considering the whole world.
Russia right up there. That's what Russia is. Everybody, and not necessarily like on their own measures, but like look at that.
No, it's on their own measures. It's on there. It's 100%.
This is probably like major fake news, but I saw things like they were releasing like lions into the streets.
They did, yeah.
Okay.
That was real.
Maybe that's not fake news, but like still, like if like United States said like we're gonna release like lions and tigers and like game hunting animals like in the streets, so you stay inside, people probably would have stayed inside.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I wouldn't be traveling every day to my dad's house for better internet. You know, like I would. Maybe I would, because I'm traveling by car, and at that point, like, if I hit a fucking tiger, like, I'd have a story to tell. But yeah, I don't think I'd be outside at all. I wouldn't be interacting with people, that's for damn sure. I would not have gone to Walmart.
I think I only interact with, like, the same, like, 2-3 people.
You know what's crazy to me is that this is still going on, but, like, it doesn't matter how many people go to Walmart. It doesn't. Like, people think it matters, but it does not. I was in Duluth, like, last week, and we went to, or, like, the Hermantown Walmart, you know? Or Hermantown Duluth Walmart. I went to that Walmart, and almost every single parking spot was taken up with a car, by a car that had people inside of Walmart. Walmart was completely packed. They were not abiding to any social distancing laws. They were not abiding to, like, keeping away from other people. They were at Walmart. Like, there was tons of fucking people at Walmart for no fucking reason whatsoever. And I went to Walmart today without feeling any, remorse or anything like that. I went to Walmart today to pick up cat toys, which are not a necessity.
Yeah, hello.
And a Roku device. Like an Amazon Fire Stick, but it's Roku.
Yeah.
where's the necessity in that? There's no necessity. I wasn't there to pick up food for my children. Like, I was there to pick up fucking catnip for my fucking kitty that can't even have catnip yet. It's too young.
He's a drugger.
It's fucking unbelievable what people do. I don't get it. I do not get it. But we're sitting at a pretty 2.5 hours here, Ben.
I don't really goddamn get it either. But you know what, Trent? Thank you for having me on your podcast. It's been a fucking...
Well, thank you for constructing this tower of beers with me.
We've definitely hit it hard, and I hope you got some good content for your podcast. But I just like to say, I will extend my resume right now. If you're looking for a co-host, you always got one.
All right.
It's goddamn dirty time.
Better toss me that resume, buddy. All right, it was great talking to you, Gabe.
But yeah, it was good fun. I'm glad I got to get some fucking use out of this Yeti. I really do not.
Thanks, buddy.